The Mariners' win streak came to an end yesterday afternoon against the Mets in that series finale. The team will reset today. You can still catch the M's updates on Extra Innings at 7 p.m. and then open up a series against the Tigers beginning tomorrow. The Knicks took Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson scored 30, and the Knicks came back from a 14-point second-half deficit. Game 2 in San Antonio tomorrow at 5:30.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
We are going to get to the NBA Finals, that lying corgi, and we are going to get to the latest from OTAs and the latest on the Mariners, who unfortunately saw their win streak ended yesterday. Still opening up a nice road series here, beginning with the Tigers. But before we get to any of that, Russell Wilson has officially called it a career. In a retirement video posted yesterday, we'll go to cut number 1, he thanked Seattle and Pete Carroll.
To Coach Carroll, thanks for taking a chance on a young 5'11" black kid from Richmond, Virginia that was told he was too small to ever make it in the NFL. We knew what winning was like. And to every teammate I've had the privilege of sharing the locker room with, thank you for the sacrifices, the brotherhood, the memories.
Okay, that's good. I think we've heard enough of it. And it's not to say that it wasn't like well written and there's lots of good stuff there, but it just it's a little.
It's a bit much.
It's a bit much, and so you guys get the gist of it. And that kind of brings us exactly to what we want to talk about, which is Russell Wilson's legacy. I mean, the obvious one, Bump, is whether or not it'll end with a gold jacket, which I want to start by asking you. But it's fitting that we started with a video that I don't know that I could totally get through. And that's not to say the message wasn't nice, but it's quintessentially Russ, which is to say you kind of have this feeling of like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's Russell Wilson. I walked in, I hadn't heard or saw the video, and I walked in and Salk asked me a question referring to the video, and I just answered it as if he was asking me the question. He goes, "You haven't seen the video?" I go, "No, I haven't seen it." So I sat down and I watched the video, and you know, that's Russell. He has a way of making it, and this is about him, right? But he has a way of making it too much about him. Like, it felt like
lays it on thick.
It felt like someone else should have been narrating it. Like ESPN should have done it themselves, or something like that. But I mean, what do you expect? That's Russell Wilson, and he goes out the way he wants to go out. Still doesn't take away from him being one of the greatest quarterback in Seahawks history. It doesn't take away all the accolades that he's piled up throughout his career. So it's a little different, but that's Russell.
And whenever a quarterback, especially a Super Bowl winning quarterback or a quarterback who spent so much time with one team, retires, the inevitable debate, especially for a borderline guy, becomes, is he a Hall of Famer? Why not start there? I like this debate. I don't think it's tired. I think it's an interesting one. And now we can actually have it because his playing career has come to a close. So, Bump, is Russ going to be wearing a gold jacket?
Is he going to be wearing a gold jacket? I think eventually he will. I think it might take him a few tries to get in. I think we've seen that personality can affect how quickly you get in. And then you look at his numbers, right? 10 Pro Bowls. He led the league in touchdown passes in 2017. He has the 4th most rushing yards out of any quarterback. There was a run he went on from 2017 to 2020. 140 touchdowns, that's first in the NFL. 36 interceptions, 1,200 yards, just puts him around 6th or 7th when it comes to that. 32 fourth quarter comebacks, 40 game-winning drives, 9th all-time. For example, Tom Brady is first all-time with 58. Matthew Stafford, the only active player with more than Russell with 50. I mean, he has enough stats and accolades to where you can make a strong case for him. But he also has, I guess, the burden of playing with one of the greatest defenses of all time and winning that Super Bowl with them, so people automatically give them the love, which I think the defense does need the love. Like, Russell wasn't asked to play like he did in 2017 through 2020 with that defense, but that's also not his fault. He's still a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So it's a tough one. I think he deserves to get in. I think eventually he will get in, but I don't think he's first ballot.
I don't think he's first ballot either. I think he gets in just by virtue of the historical precedent a 5'11" quarterback who became not only won a Super Bowl, but I think just the second black quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl, which is also an amazing accomplishment. But I think what so many outsiders, we don't get it wrong. Fans listening don't get this wrong because we all watched Russell Wilson's entire career here. But I think what national folks often get wrong is when Russ was at his best. And the take you always hear, you already said it, the take you always hear is, well, he won on the backs of that defense, which like both you and I would probably say is true. Like now, rookie Russ, second and third year Russ were way better than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
But that defense was historically one of the best we've ever seen.
Incredible.
Led the league in scoring for 4 consecutive seasons. We've not seen a defense do that since.
No.
Absolutely unreal. So yes, like that's a fair argument. But then they weren't. You know what I mean? Like the last era of the Legion of Boom, those players left by, I think, 2017, 18 or so. And to your point, Bump, that 2017, 18, 19 to 20 period where the Seahawks were not getting to Super Bowls, they were not even getting to the NFC Championship or too deep into the playoffs. You said Russell Wilson led the league in touchdowns during that period. It was because he was also top 3 in touchdowns in each of those seasons, and no other quarterback did that. Not Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers, and they were playing. Like I can say not Patrick Mahomes, but he wasn't playing during that entire time. But from 2017 to 2020, no other quarterback finished top 3 in touchdowns every single season. Russell Wilson did. And then you also have stretches where the rest of this team was failing. Like you can't talk about Russell's career without looking to like a 2017 at that offensive line at one running back with a rushing touchdown when Russ is not only your leading passer, but also your rushing yards leader with 586 and 3 rushing touchdowns, which also clearly led your team. Like, I just feel like that era of Russ, and that's what eventually led to the Let Russ Cook. It's not just born of people thinking like, Russ is the best, everyone's wrong. It was born of Russ very clearly being like the best player on this team for 4 years.
But you got to win, and that's the thing too. If you can put up all these numbers and have that run and respect that run, he was going off. It was crazy. I think what people kind of lean towards is that, okay, well, he wasn't able to win without a defense. But that's most quarterbacks, right? Tom Brady's had some of the greatest defense of all time in all of his runs, even when he was with the Bucs. You look at Matthew Stafford in his run. It's a team sport, and because it didn't feel like he was good enough to, I guess, cover up some of the voids that this team had and take them to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, people are going to lean on that and say, well, he hadn't won a Super Bowl. So there's arguments for both.
Sure.
Like, I understand the people that think that he's not a Hall of Famer. Like, we could sit here and have a debate and just talk in circles about Russell. I think that's what makes this so interesting is because he's clearly good enough to get in, but he didn't win on his own. And that's what people are going to lean on.
I know, but to those people, I would not classify Russell as one of the best quarterbacks ever. I would not classify him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is not super likable, but also genuinely, I think, and I know that you do and everyone else does, probably thought he was better than he was. Like, I think that the ceiling of Russ that we thought he could be, he didn't end up meeting, and he was better overall with great pieces around him. What quarterback isn't?
Yeah.
Like he got maybe too much credit in the aftermath, and maybe some of those Legion of Boom guys felt slighted, which they should. But I don't know, man. There was an era where it's like, okay, Seattle didn't get to a Super Bowl. He wasn't enough to lift them there. But who are they if they don't have him? When you are a bottom 4 team in rushing yards, and when you have one rushing touchdown, are you even a playoff team? Like, what are you really doing?
They weren't that year.
Well, no, but I'm saying that, like, I think that without Russ, they're so much worse. And that's not to say there weren't still really good players here. Doug Baldwin, an exceptional player. Tyler Lockett, an exceptional player. Someone's got to throw him the ball. So, I don't know. I think people don't like Russ because he's not likable. And they kind of gloss over that, like, 2017 to 2020, he was balling. He wasn't perfect. But you can't deny those touchdown stats. You just said during that period of time, more touchdowns than anyone else.
Yeah. You mad if you don't get in?
No.
Exactly. That is Russ right there in that show. If he gets in, you're like, okay. If he doesn't get in, you're like, okay. that's his career, because when you think of Hall of Fame quarterbacks too, you think of runs that have been sustained. Like even you look at just even Matthew Stafford, right? Some of his numbers were crazy on a bad team, but he did it for like 15 years, With Russell, he wasn't asked to do a lot early, and that's not his fault. Hand the football off, play against a great defense. And then when he was asked to do it, they weren't able to advance in the playoffs. So it makes the Russell Wilson conversation interesting because I don't think anyone is flinching if he gets in. I don't think anyone's flinching if he doesn't get in. It's kind of just we'll see what happens.
Which is a peak borderline guy.
Yeah.
Although, do you think if they win Super Bowl 49, again, mostly on the backs of an amazing defense, is he in? 2 Super Bowl rings. Again, during the parts of his career when he had more rushing yards and he was, more mobile and electric and everything, but like he was a better passer later. Does he get in with an extra ring?
I don't know, because I'm wondering if Eli's going to get in. And
he will.
I
think he will. You don't?
I don't know, man. It's I think he probably will get in, but I think that Eli's runs, obviously beating an undefeated Patriot team and all that good stuff, is more impressive on paper because of the moments that Eli had during those runs, right? The escaping the sack and tossing that thing up. Who was it? Tyree, was that his name? The helmet catch, the throw to Edelman. Tyree. Like there were things that Eli did in those big moments that you can remember. The thing that people remember the most from Russell Wilson in a big moment is what? An interception. And people act as if he called the play. You know what I mean? It's Russ is such a complicated conversation. I don't think there's any right answer. I think that there are 3 to 4 right answers when it comes to who Russ is, what his legacy is. But one thing we do know for sure, as of now, he's the best quarterback in Seahawks history. He should be in the Ring of Honor, and his time here should be appreciated by Seahawks fans.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I don't know. I just think a lot of people end up getting it wrong. I think because people don't like Russ, they ignore a lot of the stats that make this a fascinating debate.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah. Is like in 2020, this defense was 3rd worst against the pass. They allowed the 3rd most passing yards in the NFL. They were 12-4. Now, that's not just because of Russ, because you remember from 2020, he was playing like an MVP through the first 7 weeks. And then there was that game against Buffalo where he kind of fell apart and the defense improved. So it's a little more complicated than that. But I also feel that kind of encapsulates everything fascinating about Russ, which is at his best here, he was really good and there weren't enough pieces around him. Is it because of his contract? Is it because of bad drafting? Is it because they were winning? I don't know. Different conversation. Did he ruin it by maybe not, working more closely with John and being willing to figure that out? Did Mark Rodgers get in the middle? I don't know. But I think that the conversation is so much more complicated and interesting than people give it credit for because they hear that video and they see Russ do everything he does and they just think ooh.
Yeah. I legit had to force myself to watch that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it should have been 30 seconds and good. But one thing we can say about him is he has stayed true to who he is. And he has not adjusted himself for anybody. And his belief in himself has been remarkable. And that's probably why this 5'10" and 3/4 quarterback has been able to accomplish all the things that he has because his belief in himself is crazy. And that's good for him. It's helped. It's worked for him.
Someone texted it into Brock and Salk earlier. This is the last thing I'll say. And they said, what if he's authentically inauthentic? And I get what they were trying to say.
Being himself.
Yeah, they were like, what if who he is this person? Which I don't think that's the case. But
I don't think what's the case.
I don't think that the version of Russ we see is just, that's just who he is. I don't believe that.
I do.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's who he is. I think
it's
corny.
parts of who he is.
I think he's self-centered.
Yes.
I think that he's overconfident at times.
Well, no. That, yes. But I'm saying the kind of wholesome kind of earnest. I don't think that's real. I think I think he's very focused on how he presents himself, which
I think it's all the above.
Don't blame him.
I think it's all the above. I think he cares. I think he liked going to children's and making kids smile and being around. I think that he is a man of God and the super religious people, man, they can come off a little weird sometimes because they're just super deep in their faith, and so be it. I'm not knocking you. It's just that's just who they are. So no, I think Russell is all the above. And I think one thing he don't get enough credit for, too, is he was a dog on the field, man. Like,
yes.
You don't make plays like that if you are not a dog on the field.
He didn't leave the field.
Nah, my man, I mean, just go back and watch Russell Wilson highlight tape again, because people forget the plays that this dude made out there in that football field.
Maybe we need to separate art from artist a little bit.
Maybe.
And just go like, look, Russell Wilson might be like, let's say you're a listener and you find Russell Wilson insufferable. Well, he's allowed to be insufferable. You know what I mean? Like, we can have very flawed, sometimes annoying or cringy or whatever people, right? And he's also not like an objectively horrible person. There's a difference between someone that's like an Aaron Rodgers, like, God, that guy drives me crazy, and someone who's objectively a horrible person. That's different. And yeah, I think he's fascinating. Even if you don't like him, I think it's a fascinating conversation, and really cool stuff from Mike this morning, talking about like the chapters, which we'll, I'm sure, inevitably get to as, you know, random Russ stories come up. But wanted to just start by kind of looking back at his career now that we know it's finally over, going like, well, what stuck with us from it? Right now, let's get to Headline Rewrites.
Extra, extra,
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, it was a Jalen Brunson takeover in the second half of yesterday's Knicks win over the Spurs.
Brunson on the drive, spins underneath, puts it up, puts it in. Jalen Brunson does it again. It's a 6-point lead with 37 seconds left.
Knicks now lead the series 1-0. What's the real headline?
Eric Corgi is a fraud. I know that not everyone knows what that is, but I'm sorry, that's the first headline I thought of, and that's the first thing I thought of when this game ended. I was lied to by Eric Corgi, who correctly predicted, it's a Corgi, who correctly predicted all 7 games in the Western Conference Finals in order. Got this one wrong off the jump. Legacy, speaking of legacy, her legacy has been tarnished.
She'll be all right.
I don't think so.
She's her winning percentage is pretty high so far, though. So, but this game here, man, I described it as the nephews against the uncles, and the uncles just hung around. Wore the Knicks, hung around. Bronson got hot in the fourth quarter, dropped 13. You got Cat, who played great against Wemby. Don't let Wemby's numbers fool you, right? You look at his numbers and say, oh, man, he scored 26 points. He was 6 of 21, 2 for 9 from three-point, but did hit 12 of 13 from the free throw line. 6 turnovers, led everyone with 6 turnovers. And he looked tired. He just looked tired, and the Knicks just kept going at him. Mitchell Robinson played only 2 points, but he affected the game. I've never seen someone affect the game like Josh Hart and only have, 2 points, something like that?
I read that
3
wrong.
poents. Yeah. 15 rebounds he had. This was just a team win. The Unks got it done.
Is there anything that surprised either of you about this one?
Yeah, that Wemby just played from the perimeter too much. Like, you're 7'5". Get your butt in the paint and go after him. And then I didn't like the way he was playing Cat. Like, you don't have to guard Cat 10 feet beyond the three-point line. Like, he can shoot the jumper, but he's not looking to shoot the jumper like that. Played him too tight. Give him some space. Use your wingspan. They just seem tired, and their rotational defense, the Spurs, wasn't the greatest.
Curtis, anything to add for you? Anything that just like you were really surprised to see with this game one?
Landry Shamet going off, 13 points off the bench, hit a couple of big threes for them, 33 minutes off the bench. I mean, he's not normally a guy that's going to have a huge impact on the game, but I mean, he outscored Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges, 2 starters for the Knicks combined. So really surprised to see him do that. I'm kind of wondering if the Spurs are going to start to give Dylan Harper a little bit more playing time. I know he's been dealing with some injuries here. They're 6-man off the bench, but when you've got Jalen Brunson, who plays the same position as Dylan Harper, like, that might be a matchup they want to look at here if they want to slow him down.
Game 2 tomorrow in San Antonio at 5:30. What's next?
Headline Rewrites.
Sticking with the NBA, Commissioner Adam Silver gave a slight update on NBA expansion.
On the expansion front, discussions are ongoing. As I think everyone knows at this point, we're focused on Las Vegas and Seattle. There's multiple groups interested in both cities. We're in discussions with them. And the timeline is that, as I've said before, it's not a foregone conclusion that we will expand either in either in one city or both cities. But what we've told all interested parties that our anticipation, our board will make a decision by the end of this calendar year.
So a decision by the end of 2026. What's the real headline?
Look, as long as the final decision isn't more time being added, I'm good.
Yeah, just make a decision.
Just
you know, make it happen. Put us out of our misery. Whatever. Just make a decision. And then I love how everything's real positive. Like a month ago, and then he goes, "Hey, we're not saying it's for it's not definite that we're going to expand, but I think they are, and at least we have some type of timetable."
I'm glad you mentioned that because I have the 253 saying, awesome, no news again, LOL, which is funny because that's typically how they do things. But technically, we did not have this before. We didn't have confirmation that, 2026, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's very real. It was reported from Shams, but it wasn't said by Adam Silver.
Right.
So that's the latest. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, the Mariners, with some honors for their minor leagues, as 3 of Baseball America's top 10 midseason prospects are Mariners. Cole Emerson, Ryan Sloan, and Kate Anderson. What's the real head?
To quote Bob Nightingale, it's better to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated after a parade than on the cover of Baseball America. Bump, it sounds like I'm not giving them due credit for these prospects. I'm very excited about these prospects, but that quote has always stuck with me. He was on our show last season talking, we were asking about these prospects, and it's like, yeah, but let's talk about what you hope to build with the prospects.
Yeah.
So I think of that every time I see prospect news.
I mean, it's nice to be recognized for your scouting and being able to find these players, but I think we're past that at this point. It's nice to see your logo on the top 10 and all that good stuff, but it's like, all right, well, we're working towards something else now. We're focused on the division. Yes, you lost a game yesterday. I ain't even tripping. It was going to happen eventually, but we got bigger fish to fry at this point.
Now, you did say they wouldn't lose another game.
Yeah,
all season long.
All season.
So.
Yeah. I did. I also said their longest streak would be 7 wins, so I kind of.
You got both wrong and both right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports app. How does Sam Darnold feel about facing Myles Garrett twice a year? Hear what he said next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
What if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up. And that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. You know, I'm not a tech-savvy guy, but opening a checking account was easy enough for me to figure out. I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free, no fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, and lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. You can even tap to pay. If you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW Cashback free checking account. Open your free account online like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of the 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LG buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. allcoveredpainting.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15, an intriguing arm to add at the deadline for the Seattle Mariners. Before we get to that, though, talking Sam Darnold. He spoke with reporters yesterday, obviously about having a new OC, as well as reacting to a new defensive end in his division. Defensive Player of the Year coming over to the NFC West. I wouldn't want to face Myles Garrett twice a year, but unfortunately Sam Darnold is going to have to do it. Let's go to cut 8. This is what the Seahawks quarterback had to say about the Rams adding Myles Garrett.
Yeah, obviously, Myles is a great player. Jared Verse is a great player as well. But I don't think we see them until week 16. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Sam said that's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah.
I couldn't help you with that.
There's so much to worry about. I mean, there's so much not to worry about, so much to do.
Between now and then.
You're thinking about install. You're thinking about building chemistry with your receivers. You're thinking about communication with the offensive line. Like, you'll cross that bridge when you get there. And even when the season starts, you still got to wait 16 weeks before you see that guy. So you pay attention to it, right? It's not like they don't have phones or TVs or whatnot, but they're not game planning for Myles Garrett in June.
Yeah. one thing you'll need to do, you mentioned installs and kind of getting better as an offense, is figure out your new offensive system. We kind of know what it's probably going to look like. Fleury also being part of the Shanahan coaching tree, but he's a first-time play caller here in Seattle. Let's take a listen to cut 10. This was Sam talking about what he's seen from Fleury's command.
Yeah, Fleury's been great. Just the way that, his command, his presence, the way that he installs it, with the run game, pass game, his command over the entire system has been incredible. And I'm continuing to, throughout these practices, throughout these different situations that we get in practice to be able to learn each other, kind of what he's thinking and calling it, and, just continuing to get a feel for each other. It's been really good so far.
I'm going to go ahead and combine it with cut 12, Matt, because I want to have a conversation about both. This is Sam being asked about having basically different OCs every year.
For sure. Yeah, it's a great point. I think you kind of learn different personalities too, right? Like, for Clint, to be honest, he was, the way that his personality is, it's a little like Fleury, kind of stoic. And, I think there's a little, I think sometimes last year it was okay, we're just going to continue to run the ball if we're running the ball well. And that's kind of his mindset, and that was his mindset last year. And, I'm not saying it's going to be the exact same, but it's, you kind of build an identity, right, as an offense. And I'm not saying the identity has to be exactly what the coordinator wants to call or his personality, but it kind of ends up being that way a little bit, coordinator, quarterback. So it's really cool to be able to kind of see his personality and kind of see how we're developing as an offense and kind of finding our identity, not necessarily right now, but as we go into training camp and into the season.
I thought that was interesting because on the one hand, and I like combining them because you want to hear what's the latest with Fleury, what does Sam see? But Bump, there's also kind of a certain, I wouldn't say silver lining, but there's some interesting twists, positive twists to having a brand new OC when you're trying to compete. And that is kind of reestablishing not your whole identity, but kind of learning someone and taking things from each offensive coordinator. Is it possible that there's a positive twist to having a new OC? I know it's one of your big questions for the year. Can you find a positive twist?
You'd prefer to have the same offensive coordinator you had the year before.
Yeah.
And it would be more of a positive twist if we're coming from Grubb to Kubiak. Kubiak to Fleury, you had something that already worked. So I think that it's cool to have a different personality in there. It's cool to learn different things from different coordinators. But in the perfect world, Kubiak would still be here and they'd keep things rolling. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, it's better that Fleury's here. No, it'd be better if Kubiak was here. It doesn't mean Fleury's not going to have an awesome season and not going to connect with Sam or whatnot. So if there's a positive, maybe Fleury and Sam Darnold's personalities align better than him and Kubiak. We'll see what the offense looks like. There's still so much to be learned and seeing when it comes to what this offense is going to be. So the positive, yeah, maybe him and Sam connect on a different level than him and Kubiak. And I'm not knocking Fleury at all.
No.
But you would prefer to have Kubiak here for another year.
Okay, so follow-up question. I'm thinking of that conversation we had with Julian where remember when he was talking about Mike Macdonald and he was like, you think he goes crazy about defense? Ask him about the run game. And I was thinking, Mike Macdonald probably doesn't get enough credit for the role he has in his offensive identity. He clearly has an opinion. It's why Ryan Grubb isn't here. He clearly knows who he wants to be offensively. So there's already kind of an identity here in Seattle. What's different when it's a play caller? So what I'm asking is, I already know what the Seahawks want to do offensively. Mm-hmm. What kind of thing is a play caller bringing that's in any way different? You know what I mean? Where's the impact there? What's the difference between your offensive identity and what an OC, how he's going to call a game or what he wants to do? I don't know if I'm making that make sense, but I know exactly who they want to be. But what are my questions then about Fleury?
Your questions are sequencing, right? Putting plays together. I think that's what great offensive coordinators do, is that there's a clear plan week by week, snap by snap, series by series. You kind of see them building this offense or building these drives together. And I think that's just the biggest question I have with Fleury. I know he knows the game. I mean, you hear Sam talk about his command. And when I hear players say the offensive coordinator has command, to me, it means that He's controlling the situation when it comes to practice. He's clearly communicating to every position what he wants. He is breaking down the nuances of the play or a technique. Like, his hands are everywhere. Granted, you got to delegate and let guys kind of help you out. But it's the command. And I think that's important that Sam came out and says he has command of the offense. Now when you get into the game time, can you put these plays together? Can you adjust from a 3-and-out? Can you build off of 7-play drive? There's just, there's a flow that comes to the game. And by the end of the year, the flow with Kubiak was so smooth. And I think Fleury can get there. It's just how quickly and how often does he get there?
Okay, well, the bad news is I didn't get a chance to have any real takeaways about the offense at yesterday's OTAs, but I do have 2 things to tell you, speaking of practice. Number 1, Mike Macdonald is business. That man. Because, you see training camp and the music's loud and there are fans, so you can't always hear the conversations they're having. I know it's a different experience for you because you've been in huddles for those conversations. But having no fans, and I don't remember if there was even music, no music, it was easier to hear what they were saying. He was a no BS approach to practice, just yelling. Salk talked about it earlier, but yelling tempo, really mad when guys were doing a little too much because they're obviously implementing certain things. It was fascinating to watch. What's this period like for the team right now then? What are they working on?
It's obviously a new offense, making sure the language is right, making sure that the little things, right, the spacing and the technique and all that good stuff, but also it's reestablishing who you are. And I think as the years go by with Mike's already a confident dude. I just bumped into him in the hallway. What up, Bump? You just feel the confidence is oozing out this guy. But it's about your process because, I've owned a business for, 12 years now. And when we first started, we're trying to figure out, all right, what's our process for this? What's our process for when an athlete comes in for the very first time? What's our process for when we have a parent who doesn't like something? And Jen just did a great job. She's the process person, right? And once we figured out our process, whenever there's nothing that pops up now to where we don't have a way of doing it. This pops up, okay, we've done this before. This is how we handle that. So I think that's what we're seeing now is reestablishing your process, maybe tweaking your process at times. I'm sure he's not doing the same things he did last year or completely the same things, and getting everyone else to understand what the process is. How do you show up? How do you practice? What's this drill like? When we're 2 minutes, what do we expect here? What do we expect there? It's all process. So scheme, language, technique, when it comes down to it, what's our process? How do we run it forward?
Mike Macdonald didn't say hi to me.
Well,
but I didn't say, I know, my back was to them when they walked out. And I also don't say hi because I just assume people won't remember me. So I don't want to be a weirdo. Hi, Mike. He's like, who are you?
He knows who you are.
I don't know. My hair's different now. The second thing I was going to tell you from practice is I almost died. And
almost got ran over?
Nope. But that has happened. No, I almost got hit by a football. And the football landed on the dirt, like loud on the dirt.
It was a punt?
Nose first. Yeah, it was intense. And it was right in front of me.
A punt would have hurt you for sure.
I saw my life flashing before my eyes. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure someone yelled oh, heads up, at me as I was walking. But I was looking down at my phone and texting.
Of course.
And so, but I made it. So I'm here today. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Could the Mariners' single biggest area of depth also be their biggest need at the deadline? That's next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscar Ford has treated their customers a very special way. They call it the way we do it. At the end of this ad, I'll share what might be the best offer they've ever opened up to customers. But first, it's important to understand the way they do it and why. For 104 years, Wayscar Ford is focused on a low-pressure, family-owned approach serving Auburn, Pierce, and King counties. They aren't just selling cars. They're welcoming people into the family. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscar Ford for over a year, and I love it. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or maybe some service, their team has been friendly and polite and just absolutely amazing. I always leave Wayscar Ford with a smile on my face. And now for the offer. Wayscar Ford is opening up Ford's A-Plan employee pricing to every single customer. It's better than the employee discount. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscar Ford in Auburn.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and Cruising into Summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then Master Mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Now, Tarek Skubal is expected to be available at the trade deadline from a Tigers team that isn't going to pay him big money and couldn't reach an agreement on a new deal and is very, very bad. Jeff Passan linked quite a few teams, therefore, to Tarek Skubal at the deadline. Would you be surprised to hear one of them is the Mariners?
Yeah, I would.
Me too.
Kind of. I mean, you feel like you like the 6-man rotation right now, even though Kirby's been struggling a little bit.
Sure.
But I also feel like he can work himself out of this, and it's not something that has me pondering. Like, I saw that, Tariq, a.k.a. Tarek, was probably going to get dealt. And not once did I think, the Mariners need that.
Right.
Could they use him? For sure. But do they need him? No.
Well, maybe they do. At least that's what Jeff Passan says, because I'm with you. I was like, wait, Tarek Skubal? And then I scrolled through Jeff's kind of like early trade deadline preview, and he has it for a number of teams. So I was like, well, I mean, maybe it's just that Tarek Skubal is so clearly the best player available that he's like, yeah, if you're a real contender in the American League, I'm linking you to Tarek Skubal. However, he makes an interesting point for the Mariners. He says, look, hang on. The team with 6 good to great starting pitchers and arguably the best left-handed prospects in all of baseball with Sloan and Anderson should go and get another starter. I know it's weird, but yes, even if it costs them one of those 6 starters already in the big leagues, if it doesn't make sense by now, you haven't been listening. Skubal is the sort of player who can win a team a series, and that includes the World Series, something the Mariners, as we all know, have spent half a century chasing fruitlessly. So, Curtis, I'm going to bring you in for this one because you and I and Bump were talking about this before the show started. And I said, well, I mean, again, their pitching is in a pretty deep area for this team. Like, they have quite a few options, and Emerson Hancock is coming along. And what if you have to give him up? What if Emerson Hancock, who's one of your best starters so far, just had another brilliant outing, is one of the pieces you have to give up in a trade? I think a lot of Mariners fans would hesitate to do that, would feel uncomfortable doing that. And Curtis, you said...
I wouldn't hesitate at all to include Emerson Hancock in a trade for Tarek Skubal. I think also that may be a good enough arm to where the Tigers don't ask for like Sloan and Anderson. Maybe they ask for just one of those guys. But you know what's funny is that we talk so much about, the Mariners have this great starting pitching depth. You know what portion of the season starting pitching depth does not matter? The postseason. You don't have 6 arms in a 5-game series. Like, it doesn't matter. In a 7-game series, 6 arms are not going to benefit you. You know what is going to benefit you? Having an absolute horse atop your rotation in Tarek Skubal or somebody of that caliber. And, I mean, look, the Mariners have great starting pitching. I'm not saying that the starting pitching they have is bad, but I don't look at anybody in this rotation the way I look at Tarek Skubal.
Bump, what about you? Feeling the same way? Like, Curtis makes a point where Brian Woo's spectacular last year, but like, as deep as this team is, as talented as they are, I don't look at a single guy and go like, oh, I'd feel so confident about him going opposite Skubal. And I know it's ironic because they beat Skubal and the Tigers twice, but it was not because Skubal fell apart.
No. I'd definitely entertain it. I would. I mean, how often do you get an opportunity to get a guy like Skubal? If every situation is different and the talent kind of determines how aggressive or what you would do right? If it was a lesser pitcher, then no, you're not even thinking about Dylan Hancock or put him in a situation like that. But because arguably, top 3, 4 arms in the league, you got to take a look at it. You got to at least ponder it and see what Detroit would want.
How do you feel about listeners who say, well, why don't you trade one of your starters rather than just for a better starter for a bat, especially a right-handed bat?
Who's out there, though? I think with that, you have to wait till you get to the trade deadline because things happen, right? Because guys get hot, guys get cold, the situation changes. This team's in the running, this team isn't in the running. What we do know is that the Tigers are probably going to deal Skubal somewhere. With bats, it's a bit different. Bats are more of like last week of the before the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. Now let's see what happens because you got to look at your bats too. All right, who's hot, who's not? Has this guy come around? Is this guy developing? So I think with bats, you got to wait a bit. With the arms, you can go after now.
That's a really good point. I'm scrolling through Jeff's column. Tarik Skubal, clearly the best player available, but some of the other guys that he offers, and I'm not going by handedness, but just by overall bats. He's like, maybe Byron Buxton is available. Maybe Jeremy Pena. No, would the Houston Astros give you Pena? I don't know. But you already have JP this year, and then you've got Cole Emerson as your top prospect and future shortstop. Do you need another shortstop, especially a young guy? I don't know. Maybe it's let's see. There's so many of these guys are pitchers. Taylor Ward, Jeff McNeil. Like a lot of these are at places where you already have a guy. Jock Peterson. I don't know. You make a good point where it's like it kind of depends. Look, you're trying to get a World Series for the very first time. In theory, you might want a right-handed bat and, I want an extra infielder or third baseman, whatever it is. But what if the very best available is Tarik Skubal and he makes your team better?
Yeah.
You'll still have questions on offense, but what if he's available and he makes your team better, which he would?
Any team better. And it goes back to what Curtis said. Like, you're not going to need 6 arms in the offs, right? You're going to need your few, and you get after it. And you put Skubal with Wu, with anyone else, but mainly just Wu. And come on, man, that rotation is going to be ridiculous. But I still think there's time for these bats to get going even more. We haven't even had Cal's not even here yet.
I know.
Cal's not even here yet. So I'm not going to let this one game where the bats were cold kind of influence me and thinking, okay, panic mode, let's do something for a bat. I think there's enough pop right now without Cal for this team to make a run. Defense wins championships. That's why you look at an arm. I
will add this as we close out and get to more Mariners talk. The 253 says he's a rental. I think if there's one very important thing we can learn from last season, it's that the Mariners got further than they ever have before. And part of that was by being really aggressive at the deadline and adding rentals. Mm-hmm. That they thought it's worth it. Yep. And granted, those are pretty good deals they managed to get for Naylor and Suarez, but both were rentals. Both kind of broke the mold of what Jerry Dipoto and co. had done before. And they did it for a very specific reason, which was nothing else is working. Mm-hmm. If these are the best bats available and we need this offense, who cares if they're rentals? Maybe they re-sign here if they end up loving it here, which Naylor obviously did. But we need to get to a World Series, and they were 8 outs away. And again, getting those rentals was a pretty big part of that. Yeah. So I think we've learned a very important lesson, which is the Mariners are a team that needs to take advantage of windows. You have one right now. Who cares if it's a rental? Yeah. If you're in the World Series, do you care? I don't. If you get to a World Series and win a World Series with Tarik Skubal and Tarik Skubal signs with the Dodgers later, I don't care. I'll complain about it. You'll hear me in several months complaining, but
you're trying to do something you've never done before.
Yes.
So you should be a bit more aggressive.
Exactly. All right. We're going to stick with the Mariners. Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Summer is here, and it's time to break through your weight loss frustrations. Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and we have a proven system that can help you lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Whether you need a nutrition plan to complement your GLP injections, or you're like many of our clients who don't want to worry about ongoing monthly costs, giving yourself shots, or uncomfortable side effects. Either way, our program provides the support, accountability, and structured nutrition plan so you can achieve your results for the long term. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Look, this plan does work. It's Mike Salk here, and I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic to lose 35 pounds. Just recently, I heard about one of our listeners who lost 40 pounds. How about that? The plan will teach you lifelong habits to continue eating the food you love while losing weight.
We've helped over 4,000 people lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do the program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free phone consultation online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
When the heat's in 11, cool AC would be heaven.
DayandNight.net.
Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
DayandNight.net.
This This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Knicks took game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson scored 30, and the Knicks came back from a 14-point deficit in the second half. Game 2 in San Antonio tomorrow at 5:30. The Mariners also return to play tomorrow with a series against the Tigers. That means they're off today, but you can still get your Mariners fix with Extra Innings, hosted by Curtis Rogers at 7 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bump and Stacy.
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Mariners analyst Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us now. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
Good. How you guys doing?
I feel like we were just talking to you, just
That's right.
yesterday.
A couple days ago.
Yeah, it's been so long. We saw the Mariners win streak end, which was devastating. No, it was very cool watching them become the hottest team in baseball, and I feel like we learned a bit about this team over that stretch and saw some really encouraging things and have some takeaways. What to you, Ryan, during that stretch of 8 wins, is the thing sticking with you most?
Yeah, I think, doing that with no Cal Raleigh, with no Brendan Donovan, it speaks volumes, in my opinion, because I say this all the time, and doing stuff when I look at teams nationally as well, and look at how teams are constructed and built, and, add-ons in the off-season. We always talk about, you got to spend money, this, that, and the other, but the Mariners have this depth to them where you can lose someone who hits 60 home runs, and you've got, obviously Julio goes without saying, but you've got Randy Arozarena, right? Like, who we don't talk about enough. I think there's a good chance he'll make another All-Star game. And so you have this, and he's, by the way, not hitting in your top 4. And then beyond that, I'll throw J.P. Crawford in there. He's just stinging the ball at the moment. Last 9 games, he's been really good. He's been excellent. But then on top of that, you've got this situation where you've got a Luke Raley or a Canzone who it's so difficult to go 4 at-bats and then maybe a pinch hit the next day. And then they're both doing incredible things. And then on top of that, you've got this Cole Young who in his second year is sustaining some of the success. Oh, and then, by the way, beyond that, and talk about the depth, you've got Colt Emerson who just gets better and better every plate appearance. So offensively, you have this situation where you don't need you do need them, obviously, but you can win games, put it all together, because obviously pitching, I talked to you about that the other day, how important that is and how good they are. They're up to expectations, but just the depth of the lineup stands out to me massively.
JP, low-key, is having himself a nice season after all the drama, right? We talked about him possibly getting reps at third base. When Colt was rumored to be called up, he had a quote out there with some frustration, and he's hitting for power. What are you seeing from JP at the plate?
Yeah, it's interesting, and I keep going back to this. A couple of years ago, when he first got to join the Mariners, it was he's a defensive shortstop, not a whole lot of pop, right? Then he goes off in the off season and does some stuff to add, some extra velo. Not that he wants to go hit 40 home runs, but he just adds, and he gets way stronger. We knew all that. The next year, he kind of lost a little bit of that. In that year, he lost a little bit of that. The contact rate and stuff like that. He's always had the plate discipline. So I think this year, and even going back to last year, there's a couple of niggling injuries and stuff like that. But this year, I just feel like the approach is a situation now where it's like, all right, if you are going to get into a 3-1 count, he's going to get a swing off. If you're going to get to 2 strikes, it's going to take you 5 or 6 pitches to get there. And you have to, from a pitcher's point of view, you have to protect against his ability to make better contact to left field. Like, there's no real way where it's like, all right, I get you down in a count, and I can put you away. So he's putting all these little pieces together. And then, Bum, you mentioned the other thing too, man, just with some of the, call it drama, call it, some threatening pieces coming at you in regards to losing your spot, because shortstop had been his spot. He found a home here, coming over from what he could have been a bust of a career, could have been over very quickly right as he got to the Seattle Mariners, and he resurrected himself, and that's been his spot. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a situation where I'm a free agent at the end of the year. I don't know what my value is going to be. I got Colt Emerson, I've got to look over my shoulder for him. Yet in these last, 8 games, he's found that swing. So that, I'm telling you, as a player from a baseball perspective, when you're in the month of May going into June, you got a long ways to go. You got all these thoughts in your head. But, man, you get that 2-1 A swing off and you crush a ball into the gap. It just changes so many things. So I'm happy for him. I know he's going through. This is a tough year for him because he's a free agent. Doesn't know what the value is going to be as a shortstop because potentially people could project him at second base, other teams. But here he is showing up, and he's at the top of that lineup when you don't have a Brendan Donovan. So it's been really impressive.
Hey, I want to talk about what you're seeing from George Kirby, especially over the last few weeks. Maybe, a month ago or a little bit more, I was thinking he was having the best start to a season of any of Seattle's starters. And then that's changed. So these numbers are from Daniel Kramer, but obviously we're all seeing it. His ERA has doubled over the last 4 starts. But also I liked this note. He said Kirby's given up just 3 home runs during that stretch, which has been pretty bad, but just a ton of contact, a lot of singles. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the last 4 starts, including yesterday, so last time I spoke to you guys when he was killing it, it was lower strikeout rate. That's concerning. Yet the ground balls were a major factor. He was getting 60% of batted balls on the ground. I mean, you are going to have a ton of success if you're a strike thrower with that kind of ground ball rate, because you're not walking anyone, and dudes are just hitting balls on the ground. Now all of a sudden, the last 4 outings. You mentioned the contact rate's gone up. The ground ball rate's down there around 34%. So it's pretty much halved, right? And so what's happening, in my opinion, you talked about the lack of home runs. Those balls that were hit on the ground at people or, when you fill out the strike zone, now all of a sudden they're finding outfield grass because they're lifting. So from a pitch perspective from him, 2 things I'm not seeing from him all of a sudden. The sinker off the plate that goes back on the plate, and that's the away from righties into lefties. That's a pitch that, man, you can see him get frustrated because he's trying to land that sinker and he's not. And it's off the plate, and then all of a sudden the count's not great. He gets frustrated. He's trying to get too much fat plate when he's trying to get over it. So that's number 1. Number 2, last year he didn't have this pitch, and everyone says, he's throwing the sweeper now. Well, it's just a kind of a hybrid between his curveball and his slider. It's kind of in between, right? That's a pitch that, beyond the ground ball rate stuff, but early in the year, man, it was really good. When you looked at yesterday, 7 of the 9 hits came off of breaking balls. And I'm watching that. He's just getting to a place now where that ball's spinning. It's got that side spin to it, hanging out inside the strike zone. If he can get that sweeper underneath the strike zone, and he can land some of these sinkers, he's going to be fine. And he's literally an inch off. And the frustrating thing, I heard him talk in the game yesterday. He said, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find this. I'm searching. It's never a good thing to hear because you go, today's an off day. And then he's got an extra day now because he's got 6 dudes. He's got 5 other dudes he's got to wait for the pitch before he gets back out there. So with George Kirby, one thing that he's got to get away from, he's trying to over-process this thing and just keep making pitches, man. Just pick a spot in. He's a big target guy. He's a dude who he visualizes on targets and spots in the strike zone and just hammer those out, and it will come, man. But he is so close to being that 60% or 50% ground ball rate. I don't care, honestly. He's going to strike people out eventually. I'm not worried about that. But I just think he's lost the ability to get that sinker and that break and that sweeper that get so many depthy pitches that get the ball under the barrel. He's kind of lost that. So a ton of contact finding outfield grass. That's why you see all those singles.
We just had a conversation about strengthening a strength of the Mariners, which is the arms, right? The rotation. And with Skubal out there, Passan put something out there and said, look, these are the teams that I think could use Skubal. And the Mariners were one of them. And I was a bit surprised, but it makes sense, right? You get a shot at a guy like Skubal. You're going to kick the tires and take a look. What would you do if you were the Mariners? Would you consider this move, or do you feel like you're okay with your 6th man?
You know what? It's interesting, right? Because if you go back a couple of years ago, I remember talking to you guys and talking on, publicly about this when they got Luis Castillo, it was, no, you need offense. You need offense. What arm are you going to give up? What prospects are you going to give up to go get offense? And they turned around and said, nope, we are going to go out and get pitching. Now, and it paid dividends. He was so good, and obviously they went to the playoffs in that year and whatnot. When I'm thinking about this, I think a lot can happen from now until then, because I thought about that. Imagine if you had Scooble. Now, it's not going to be as expensive as people think, because remember, he's getting paid $30 million this year. The Tigers are already dangling him out there. What will happen is, especially with 2027 next year and not wanting to give up farm systems and whatnot and everything else, and everyone will be hammering out these relief arms, that he won't be as expensive or cost you as much in regard to prospect value as people think, because you're still going to have to pay him, close to $10 million for purely a rental. Unless the Mariners, look, if the Mariners have some ploy where they talk to his agent and say, look, we want to extend him long term, and they want to go like Robinson Cano money, which I don't think they will. Yeah, sure, maybe. I just think, in my opinion, the Mariners are going to get to a place. We saw this last year. You get to the postseason, bulk up that bullpen, because these starts. Let's say you get a Bryce Miller for 4 innings or something like that in a postseason game, hypothetically in Game 4 or Game 5, and you have these. You can mix and match with this extra depth in the bullpen. Then you get to a Game 5 and a 6. And you want to give a different look, because you all of a sudden found this formula where you're putting hitters away in that third or fourth at-bat that you're facing in the postseason. In my opinion, I'm looking at the Mariners saying, all right, you don't need someone to get you down that stretch like a CC Sabathia did with the Brewers a couple years ago. You need pieces that are going to get you from division series, championship series, and beyond. How are you going to do that? I think you have to get some extra looks, extra arms, extra weapons in that bullpen. So I think that's going to be expensive, by the way. That's going to cost you some prospect value, unfortunately, getting some bullpen arms. But I would go more and lean towards that route in regards to that.
Hey, so the Mariners 12 minutes ago announced that on August 7th, they're going to have their first ever alumni home run derby. And team captains are going to be Buhner, Nelson, Cruz, everyone loves. Commissioner, of course, you got Griffey. And I'm noticing in the participants, along with Ichiro, Mike Cameron, Ryan Healy, Ryan Rowland-Smith. Ryan, are you, much like Cal last year, going to be getting in some practice swings at T-Mobile? What's going to be your approach to the home run derby? I mean, August 7th. That's coming up soon.
I know. When I first heard about it, I was like, hey, awesome. I'd love to be a part of it. Then it hit me. I'm like, hold on a minute. There's going to be actually people in the seats. And I'm looking at the list and I'm the only pitcher here. What? Stacey, I wasn't going to say this publicly. I thought about this yesterday because they told me all about how they're going to announce this, whatnot. I was going to try and do the old, I haven't practiced at all, just give me a bat, show up. Like the dude, imagine the dude in the Olympics swimming, and the dude's got like those, the certain, like the cap and the goggles. Some dude just rocks up and just goes straight in, no goggles, no cap, and just blows people away. I was going to try. I'm not saying I'm beating Ichiro out. However, I do want to go deep at least once, man. And so I'm not going to lie. I am going to get some swings in because I am super nervous about this. I'm freaking out. I am going to get some swings in. I've got to figure out. I've got to find my hitting coach out there. Someone. I am talking to Bobby Maggiana as the Mariners' assistant hitting coach.
Yeah, hit off the tee.
We are going over. Yeah, well, yeah. No, I'm working with him on the right bat size, right barrel length, the whole bit. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. So I'm doing that in a couple of days. He's going to help me out. But I've got to find my hitting coach, someone on the sly I can do some work with so I don't look like a complete idiot, and at least put one out and get some respect.
Will you allow Bump, Curtis, Matt, and I to be like your squad with the towel and the Gatorade?
Yes, let's do it, of course. Now, I don't want to embarrass you guys either. I don't want you guys rocking up and, putting on a whole show and you guys I don't want to go there and whiff 4 times or whatever.
We would never be embarrassed.
Nah. And you guys stand there and just be like, we're not associated to him, and go hang out with Nelson Cruz or Ichiro or something. But, no, I would love that. Are you kidding? For sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Well, you've got a squad here ready to be your hype men for the home run derby. We'll have the Gatorade. We'll have the towels. we're ready to go. So again, the Home Run Derby, first ever for the Mariners, Alumni Home Run Derby, is going to be Friday, August 7th. So make sure you're checking it out and checking Ryan Rowland-Smith out at T-Mobile Park. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Bump, would you participate in a Home Run Derby?
Heck no.
What if they let Ryan tag us in and we each got one swing?
No.
They wouldn't. We're not Mariners alum. Ryan's going to crush it. He's going to do great.
I hopped into a wiffle ball game, and then I realized I'm never going to swing it back competitively again. The wiffle ball, too much break on it. It just scarred me for life.
You know what? That's not our strength. Our strength is going to be being there to support Ryan.
Yeah, I'll be there to
and
support.
intimidating the other groups of people. I'm not competing against the home run hitters. I am but a former high school swimmer. What I'm doing, I'm intimidating the other groups of people that are supporting their people. So when I see like Ichiro or Buhner or whoever else, like their group of people supporting them, Ryan Healy, guess what? It's a battle between me and you now. Who's getting this Gatorade there faster? So that's what I'm looking at.
All right.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what's a low-key disrespectful move and what should be done about it?
So when I was in college, right, this guy ended up becoming one of my best friends. But I was a high recruit, right? And part of my deal was when I went to Wazoo, I was like, hey, I need the number 5. I know the guy who had it, graduated.
I know where you're going.
I need that number 5, right? So now I show up a little later than some other guys who are there. And there's this dude walking around with number 5 on. Guy ends up becoming one of my best friends. But he's walking around with number 5. I'm like, you're wearing my number. So I go to the equipment guys. I go, why is he wearing number 5? Part of my deal was that I get number 5. Well, boy was like, nah, this is my number. And I go, I guarantee you, when practice starts, I will be wearing number 5. All right, we'll
you
see.
said that to him?
Yeah. I guarantee I'll be wearing number 5. Lo and behold, we go out to practice. He's wearing, I'm not going to say his numbers. I'm not going to blast my homie like that. He's wearing a different number, and I'm wearing number 5, right? Like, there's levels to this. I'm highest recruit of all time in Washington State. Jared Verse did this in a way that was not respectful. At least I told the man I want that number. Jared Verse showed up to Cleveland Browns practice wearing number 8. Dylan Gabriel was number 8. Dylan went out in the public and said, well, he just showed up wearing my number. I haven't had a conversation with him or nothing about like that. If I'm Jared Verse, I'm at least having a conversation with Dylan Gabriel and being like, look, let me buy the number off you. Or this is just temporary. Whatever it is. I could not imagine if I showed up to practice and someone else has my jersey number on. It's low-key disrespectful. Without a conversation, you gotta be a man and talk that thing out.
Absolutely agree, but can I go back to you and this teammate where you were like, that's my number and I'm going to get it, and you did. You guys initially didn't like each other. This is very Parent Trap, but then you became friends. How did you, I mean, clearly you're teammates, but like you became boys, like you're friends.
He's like in my circle to this day.
What did it? Just playing together?
We played the same position. We're around each other. And
how long until you realized that you guys were friends?
It was like a weekend of practice.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're both from California.
Okay.
Have things in common and stuff.
Didn't take long.
Yeah, but I told him, I go, bruh, you're wearing my number.
I think you should create a Twitter account and have 5 in it too.
What do you mean have 5?
Like how your Twitter account has 5? I think you should do it. I think you should reclaim 5.
That's still his favorite number. He will post like things with 5.
5?
Yeah.
I think you should lean in. Second down. What do you and Ben Johnson both agree on?
He said evaluating offensive linemen during OTAs is fool's gold. And it is. It really is, man, because you can't see the physicality. You can make sure that they're assignment friendly, they're stepping with the right foot, they're punching with the right arm, the right hand. There are things technique-wise you can look at, but when it comes down to it, it's not going to be as easy as it looks during OTAs. During OTAs for the big boys, it's like the defense just lets you win. Kind of like how on the outside with wideouts, the DBs just let us win. But at least with the DBs, you can see if they're in position to make a play. With O-line versus the D-line, it's kind of like, you know, it's 75%. You got your hands on them, I'm going to move you. The defense is going to give some resistance, but it ain't real because when the pads come on, bodies are flying everywhere. It's not as organized as it looks. So that's the tough part, man, is when we do go out there. Of course, we're going to spend some time with the offensive line and check them out, but it's fool's gold. You don't really know until them pads come on.
Third down. Now, this is a wild question, Bob. How is Shedeur Sanders better than Tom Brady?
Better. That's how he's better.
Okay, because I can tell you right now, someone's sitting up straight.
Tom Brady made $9.9 million in royalties. highest of all time. Shedeur Sanders last year, $17.7 million in royalties. So that's what we're talking about: jersey sales, card sales, licensing, appearances, all that stuff. So
Brady all time?
All time. He has the highest royalty sales of all time. Shedeur Sanders, $17.7 million from the NFLPA.
Wow.
So what happened was they felt as if Shedeur was going to get drafted higher. So I don't know the specifics of the deal, but because he was drafted higher, he gets a bigger piece of the pie and whatnot. And his jersey sales went crazy. And his cards went crazy. Licensing, like all this stuff was going crazy because everyone thought he was going to get drafted higher. And he's Deion Sanders' son. So in that sense, Shedeur's better than Tom Brady.
That makes sense. Being a 6th-round pick, you get a smaller port. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that shocked me at first. 4th down. Let's talk about the Seahawks. Why is it important that Sam Darnold use the word command to describe Fleury in regards to his offensive scheme?
When you have command of something, people feel it and they respect it. And they don't question a lot of what you do. They might question it or have questions about what you're doing, but they're not questioning your process and how you do it. I've played with coaches to where I didn't believe they had command of what they're doing. I didn't believe that they were putting us in position to have success. So the fact that Sam used that word, I think, is very important. Because if your quarterback feels like you have complete control over the offense, you're crossing T's, you're dotting I's, the details are there. It starts there. It starts with the head coach, the coordinator, quarterback, and then he just spreads the confidence throughout the whole offense. So, no, I think that's cool. And you have to have a presence out there. Kubiak had a different presence last year. It was more of a quiet presence, but it still worked. It worked for these guys. I think Fleury brings a different type of intensity that might work for this offense as well, especially when you want to be a run-heavy type of team. So the word command, I think, is big. When you talk about quarterbacks who have command of the offense, right, you're confident in that quarterback. So Sam's feeling good right now with his 5th coordinator in 5 years or something like that. When Fleury says, look, there hasn't been a huge transition because it's pretty much the same stuff, just with a few more wrinkles, I think that helps as well. So, no, big for Fleury for going out there, first OTAs, and having command of this whole thing.
Is that kind of an underrated thing that players pick up on? Is I remember talking to someone about, not a head coach, but about a coach who players, it didn't resonate with them because they felt like he didn't have the answers and wasn't confident in his answers. So it's like, even if you're wrong, know who you want to be and be confident in it. Like, do players pick up on that?
Oh, so quick. Because you're dealing with veterans, too. You're dealing with guys who have been around this league. Like, you think about Sam Darnold has had 5 different coordinators. You know, JSN, remember that clip he said he had about a certain offensive coordinator? Guys will sniff it out so quickly.
Yeah.
So, yes, big on Fleury for establishing himself.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Great news, Seahawks fans. Cooper Kupp's got the Aaron Donald situation handled. That's next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
The warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one more thing to the top of your list. Book a demo and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport. It's a luxury EV, but on the water, obviously. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, and low maintenance because, again, it's all electric. As soon as you see it coming, you know it's different. It doesn't make any noise. No loud engine or gas fumes. You hop aboard and immediately feel like you're someone important. You guys know that I love feeling like a celebrity. Luxury finishes, clean tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and they said they've never had an issue finding chargers. I did ask. Not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself. You're going to come away impressed, I promise. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, I would drive one of these to work if I could. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo. And if you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest, and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Get ready. Seattle's soccer fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
I know we're all a little worried here about whether or not Aaron Donald is going to come out of retirement, because what I don't want to see, Bump, is a Rams team with both Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. That's simply too many defensive players of the year for me, and Seattle only has one. That's more. That's more than us.
You have a Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. You don't remember?
No.
He just won, JSN.
Oh.
Congratulations
Got
to
him.
him. Cooper Kupp, though, says that he's got it handled, so no worries to Seahawks fans. We're going to go to Cup 14. Cooper was a guest with Rich Eisen and was asked about the chances of his former Rams teammate making a comeback.
I already texted him and told him that he's not allowed. So we're good.
Oh, wait, what? Pardon me? What happened?
No, I just texted Aaron and said, yeah, I said, don't even think about it. I just left it at that. So we're good. I'm not worried about it because he's not.
So you
I told him he can't.
You stopped
I already nipped it in the bud. No one has to worry. It's all set.
Look, if there's one thing Aaron Donald is, it's a good friend and it's a good teammate. And I think he probably took that to heart when Cooper Kupp said, don't do it. And so he'll respect him in his space here in Seattle.
I really think he's coming back.
I don't like that you think that.
I really do. I think that a guy like Aaron Darnold, he ain't wasting his time. He has to feel like this is legit. We got a chance to go get it. You went and got the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. This offense and what it can already do, Matthew Stafford. The Rams team is just like the Seahawks. They're built for a championship run. And my man is still in great shape. I think he's going to come back.
If anyone feels like the attention and spotlight on the Rams acquisition of Myles Garrett, on whether or not Aaron Donald is going to come out of retirement, and on the Rams being very strong Super Bowl favorites, we asked Jarran Reed about it yesterday after practice. So you'll hear his answer, because the answer, I'll tell you right now as a spoiler, yes, he is hearing the disrespect and he has something to say about it. So that's coming up at 1 p.m. Let's stick with the Seahawks for this next one before we get to MLB. What was Mike Macdonald's reaction to the Seahawks being named this year's training camp Hard Knocks team in Cut 21? His answer here with Brock and Salk.
What was your reaction when you heard that Hard Knocks was going to be featuring the Seattle Seahawks?
Good.
You were psyched about it. It's what you wanted.
Yeah. Well, man, to me, you know me. It's like John told me, and I was like, all right, man, let's do it. So, I mean, good. It's a new season. Like, it's going to be, I think, like, it's just, it is what it is. And if you go look at it with a bad attitude, I think you're going to get a bad result. But I think if we look at it through the lens of, we haven't really talked about it as a team yet, but I think if you look at it through a lens of like, hey, this is an opportunity for us to be us, and again, trust what's going to end up coming out to the rest of the world. But unless we're us, then that's not going to come out. And so let's just focus on being us. I think it's that simple. Now, you get a camera crew rolling around. I'm mic'd up every day. Like, we'll learn and adapt and do all those type of things. It's all good.
What do you think? I know we've clearly talked about the news, which broke, but like, can this be a good thing?
What I like about Coach Macdonald is, like, you control what you can control. And it's such a great lesson. If you go in any situation with just a horrible attitude, then the whole experience is going to be bad, right? Your performance isn't going to be on point. You being in the moment, you're not going to enjoy the moment. And I think he's so confident in his product and what they've created here. He doesn't mind if people see it. Mm-hmm. He wants people to see the shadow boxing that they do, the camaraderie, the intensity. It doesn't bother him because the cameras aren't going to change anything that he does. And that's, to me, that's a sign of security in himself, his coaches, his players, John, and this whole organization. I can appreciate that, man, because most coaches don't want Hard Knocks at their camp.
That's why I was
surprised. Distraction. It's a distraction. Mike's like, no, it's not a distraction. They can enhance our brand. Yeah, come check out and see what we do, because I'm confident that people will enjoy what they watch.
Can I also just say that messaging works for like all of life?
Yeah.
Like, enter into
Facts.
every situation with the attitude of being willing to embrace it, because if you enter anything just thinking like, this is a bummer.
You know when I learned that the most? When I was in college. And when I was in high school, when it rained, we canceled practice. Or we go inside, hardly rains there. And I remember my freshman year, it was raining, it was snowing, and my attitude was so bad. I'm like, why am I out here running? I hate it here. And I had the worst practice ever. And I'm all right, so why did I just have the worst practice? Because I'm just like, mentally, I'm in just the wrong place. Accept it. This is your reality. So my reality was, I'm in Pullman, Washington. It is going to be freezing. It is going to rain. And I stopped caring. I'm like, all right, let's just go out and have practice and do our thing. And practice got so much easier. That's the first time I felt like, damn, my mental can really control everything right now. So, yeah, I think it's great that that is the approach McDonald has because his players are just going to follow.
Let's jump to the MLB news for our next story. I always kick myself when I say the MLB. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred spoke to the media at the baseball owners meetings in New York on Wednesday. Let's go to cut 15, an update on the CBA negotiations.
Look, we're going to get back to the table, and I hope have productive conversations about the things that are out there already and complete the process. I mean, there's a lot of topics we haven't even started on yet. So, but, I'm anxious to get back in the room.
He was pushing back against the idea also that a salary floor and cap would somehow reduce player salaries. Clearly, Rob Manfred backing owners here, but I think what people are really concerned because of how far apart it feels like owners and players are when it comes to a salary cap, salary floor, and then what players want separate from that is that there's going to be a work stoppage, clearly. That's certainly what it feels like right now. So cut 16, this was Rob Manfred asked about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate about work stoppages. I think that the proposal we've made is grounds for constructive dialogue about back and forth with the MLBPA about how we can address the number one concern of our fans, and that is a lack of competitive balance in the game.
There is no set date right now, according to MLB.com, for more negotiations. They obviously will engage in them. We just don't know when that's going to be, so don't know when to expect updates. And the current CBA expires December 1st. So just an update on that. Yep. I'm worried there's going to be a stoppage.
I think there will be. No one or players don't want a salary cap. Okay. I think they agree with the floor. I think everyone agrees with the floor. But the cap, it's been this way for too long. What was it? 1994 was the last time they proposed a salary cap, and it did not go well.
I don't appreciate the way this next story has been framed, Curtis. But
why is that?
My show sheet says, "Did we catch a glimpse of Stacy in the future?" An unidentified woman drove her SUV up the tracks at the Mount Baker Light Rail Station Tuesday evening and caused significant delays.
She went up the ramp. And
what is she doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Now, hang on. Have I followed my GPS through Pike Place Market and places where I probably shouldn't have been driving because it looked like that's where it was going?
You can drive there, though.
Yes, you can. But I'm saying, have I just followed it blindly? Yes. Do I see how someone could end up on a light rail? I do see how that could happen. I don't know how you drive up it, though. I get it if you kind of
Yeah, she's all the way on the platform.
Yes.
I'm not proud of the fact that I would probably do this.
Also, I've noticed that the car has Utah license plates. Utah drivers, I hope all Utah drivers are listening to this, are the worst in the entire
in the nation?
Yeah, in the nation. They're so bad.
I don't know,
They're
man.
so
California
bad.
drivers, Seattle
You've
drivers
never
are bad.
experienced Utah drivers.
What's bad about them?
Spend a day in Utah. They don't let you merge.
Okay.
They don't keep their speed. They are horrible. They'll cut you off at a moment's notice. Utah drivers, the absolute worst.
Okay, but it could be kind of like Arizona drivers. And Curtis, obviously, you went to Arizona, so you know this. I noticed that the roads are just wider, freeways are wider, and there's just more space, so it's kind of like Boise. Everyone has cars they're used to speeding all the time. Everyone goes 80 miles an hour, and no one looks where they're going. You can't drive like that in Seattle. The freeway's never that open.
Nah, unless you hit 90 going east past Snoqualmie. Then it starts to open up for a bit.
So, Curtis, I'll allow Utah in the top 3, but I think that there's some other states that should be in there, too.
I think you don't do well in L.A. because you aren't an aggressive driver.
I've never been to L.A.
You've never been? So how you throwing L.A. out there? You ain't never been there.
It just felt right. I like spreading rumors about
That's
it.
never stopped Stacy from spouting facts
Yeah.
that she has never researched.
You see me,
before.
every other shirt I have says the name of a place I've never been.
If you're not going 85 in L.A., you're getting past that.
206
Yeah, I don't like
says
that.
people need to learn how to read maps again. You young people need to learn a few things. 206, this woman is clearly in her 50s or 60s.
Oh, yeah, that's also important to know is this woman is, I think on the, and thankfully she's okay and everything was fine, but she's
That means she got a ticket.
Hands on her hips, as though everyone else is doing something wrong.
This isn't a young people. Millennials and Gen Z are innocent here.
I love
we
the
have
two
nothing
security
to do with
guards.
this.
I love the two security guards just
You're like,
looking
what
at
do
each
we
other
do?
I've never. They didn't tell us how to operate this.
She looks like she's pulling over with her hands on her hips, looking at them like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're in my way. I'm trying to drive through. But yeah, I don't think that's me in the future, but maybe it is. Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners are off today, but you can catch extra innings with Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. The latest from Mike Macdonald coming up next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month, no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big. Bring him the game
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions. D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Do you need a new roof? Then trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing to get you taken care of this spring. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and secure $500 off your roof replacement. Right now, you can still take advantage of spring pricing and beat the summer rush. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners, allcoveredpainting.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Want to know what Mike Macdonald thinks about Myles Garrett? I almost said Mike Garrett. Myles Garrett going to the Rams? Fair question, and it's where Brock and Salk started their interview. He was on with them this morning. Full interview is obviously on the Brock and Salk podcast in hour 4, but let's get to some highlights that stood out to us. Let's go to cut 22, answering a question about Garrett to the Rams.
There's so much that has to happen between now and when we even start playing games. So it's like, okay, great. Yeah, like Myles is a great player. He was in Cleveland when I was when I was coaching for the Ravens, and Jared Verse is a great player. You know, we've gone against him, and now he's going to be playing for the Browns, so we'll adjust accordingly. I mean, it's like we have so much we have to figure out in our room, and it's exciting. Like, you know, the NFL, there's people moving around, and you know, it's kind of the way of the off season. It's built that way for a reason, and I think it's great for our game that people are excited about it.
Now, I can believe that Mike Macdonald has not spent a lot of time thinking about Myles Garrett going to LA.
He hasn't. I would imagine he's sitting in his office prepping for the day. It flashes on the screen. He's like, oh, man, Rams got him too? Hey, John, you see the Rams got Myles? Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, period 2 today in practice. This is what we got. You know, and it's back to work. You recognize it. You give it a little bit of your time. But it does nothing to affect the way you're preparing your team for the season. And, again, you see them week 16. As so much can happen until then. So, yeah, he acknowledged it, and then he moved on. So,
moving on to OTAs, which are happening right now. Let's go to cut 24. How much can you actually accomplish during this time of the year?
Well, you can get a lot done. It's a lot of skill development. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of situational work. There's a blend. Like, I think, you know, you're trying to expose them as much schematically as we think is as much as there's a balance. You know, how much do you do it? You know, do you just give them the nuts and bolts? You try to give them all the things that they need to be exposed to. For us, it's probably somewhere in the middle so they can hear it, you know, so that when they go back to training camp, they've physically done those things. And then, you know, situationally, you're not running plays in a vacuum. Everything's kind of within context. So, you know, trying to train the guys up on how we do what we do and when and why.
So what are they trying to accomplish right now?
It's little things, situations, right? Football is just full of situations. So they'll do backed up. You know, what's our play calling style? I'm speaking from the offensive side when we're inside our own 10-yard line. He's going to set up the situation for these guys. Let's say when we're inside the opponent's 10. Let's say we'll go all third and short situations, all third and long situations. The great thing about practice is that you could isolate certain situations. I'm sure he's looking at the data in the film from last year and saying, okay, this is where we weren't as good as we needed to be. Boom. Today, guys, We're doing all third and longs. This is why. We went back in week so and he's giving these guys a situation and painting the picture for them so they can get into the proper mind state and then understand why coaches are doing things in those situations. So it's situational football. It's and then skill development. I think for the most part, the skill development happens more at the college level. Obviously, you're still getting better as you progress as a pro. But, development, situational football, and, again, a word that I've used a bunch today, but just the process. How do we operate during these moments?
I cannot believe we are already in year 3 of Mike Macdonald, but we are. He was asked in Cut 25 how much different year 3 is from year 1.
I think we've all changed and grown. You know, especially I feel like I have. It's a little bit different type of growth. I think it's a pretty fair to say we reinvent, but we really there's a lot of new last year that we felt like we needed to build. You know, coming off the first year, and then this year it's more how do we take what we have, that we're proud of what we have, our foundation, and how do we continue to grow with the new. We're all kind of new. Believe it or not, we're all kind of new. We have new experiences, guys. Had life experiences that they dealt with. We have a ton of new faces in the room. So how can we be us without feeling like we're tied to who we've been last year?
Let's talk about that growth that Mike Macdonald's had entering now just his 3rd season with Seattle, already having won a Super Bowl. What was, Bump, maybe like one of your questions or curiosities about Mike Macdonald when he first got here? I'm talking before even training camp. Like, we haven't even interviewed him yet. Versus what you think of him now. Like, did he answer those questions?
Well, my main thing was, you have a rookie head coach. Can he control things? Can he delegate? Can he command the room? Can he get the guys respect? And it seemed like that happened fairly quickly. How confident is he? This is the most confident I've seen him. And you should be. You are the world champions. You should be confident. You've shown that what you're doing is working. I didn't have any question about his defense. We saw what that defense did to us in Baltimore.
Unfortunately.
It was stifling. It was overwhelming. It was ridiculous. I was excited that Mike Macdonald was even being interviewed because I remember watching that game and just being so frustrated and going back and watching the film and being even more frustrated. X's and O's was never going to be an issue to me. I thought he was going to be fine there. It was more of, all right, who are you going to hire on offense, and can you get the right personnel for your defense and your offense? And we've seen there's been so much change in 3 years. Right, 2 different offensive coordinators, actually 3. Not one by choice, the other one because he advanced and moved on. We've seen personnel changes. We've seen the confidence grow in Mike Macdonald. It's that was my main thing, is just head coach duties. I remember when I first became a head coach. It's obviously a lower level high school. There were little things like the athletic fund I knew nothing about, like fundraising and all that stuff. Little things that I just didn't know. So I'm sure at this level, the highest level, there are some things that he just didn't know. That's why the best thing he did, I felt like, was get Frazier in the building. A guy who's been a head coach, OG, won a Super Bowl. Like, he's been around this before. So, yeah, it was more of just on the operations side, not the football side.
Well, and you get someone in here who knows you, who you look up to. And I think my big question was one that probably a lot of people had, and this isn't unique to Seattle, but when you have a head coach who a team moves on from, who's been there for a long time, and then someone else comes in who's very different, and that's by age, that's by approach. They're both defensive coaches, but there's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
It was like, well, how are these guys going to respond? Because at the time it was still Gino and it was still DK, and I'm like, these are 2 very different coaches. You have this new guy coming in who, as opposed to being in his 60s, is 37. Like, is this going to resonate as much for them? He's never done it before. There's nothing when Pete Carroll came here, even as not a first-time NFL coach, but even as a first-time coach with Seattle, came here being like, yeah, it didn't work out in the NFL, but I've got championships at you. Like, you know who I am. I'm a celebrity head coach. And Mike Macdonald didn't come in with that. Like, if you were a ball knower, you knew that, like, this is a great coordinator. But and clearly, it not only did everyone completely buy in, but Bump, he's got a lot of his own pieces now. Like, we're seeing a team that has a bit more of a Mike Macdonald fingerprint, and that's also pretty cool because there's still more to come.
Could you imagine what his relationship is like now with John Schneider as opposed to when they first
probably best friends forever?
They said they met for like 6 hours or whatnot, and you don't hang out with someone for 6 hours and not kind of get a feel for them. But, I mean, they understand each other on a different level going into the season. I think that helps everything. That helps him get his guys in place as well. They understand just how to vibe with each other, man, and expectations. So it feels like it's been there forever, but it's only going into year 3 as well.
During the season, I think they sleep here at the facility in bunk beds.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna start that rumor though. You're just gonna be like, yeah, they share a room in bunk beds. It's crazy. They have a drum kit. It's awesome. Getting back to the Mariners with Seattle Times' Adam Jude next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Popeye's Big Box is back, y'all. Big news for bold Louisiana flavor. And you have some big questions to answer. Will it be 2 pieces of marinated crunchy signature chicken? Or 3 juicy tenders? And which 2 delicious sides will you pair with that biscuit you love? In spite of all that goodness, Big Box is no big-ticket item. But it won't last forever. So if you want to go big, you better go now. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way. The Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscarf Ford for over a year now. First of all, I loved getting it. It was exciting, stress-free, loved driving it. But each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. They explained each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. It covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also seal and gaskets for any of those components. If it's four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face. And you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit, no payments until football season, and a special gas promotion to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscarf Ford in Auburn. WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Yay to Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Knicks took game one of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson scored 30, and the Knicks came back from a 14-point second-half deficit. Game two in San Antonio tomorrow at 5:30. Mariners are off today, and they also return to play tomorrow with a series against the Tigers. You can still get your Mariners fix Thursday night with Extra Innings, hosted by Curtis Rogers at 7 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seattle Times, Adam Jude joining us right now talking Mariners. And Adam, unfortunately, the hottest team in baseball lost yesterday. That 8-game win streak couldn't make it to 9. Is the season over?
Yeah, why even bother?
Yeah.
What are we even doing at this point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have no idea. No, that's not where I wanted to start. There was a lot to love from the 8-game win streak. We actually asked, we talked with Ryan Rowland-Smith a bit, and I wanted to ask you the same question because it's kind of fun that there are so many different answers. During this stretch of play, what stuck with you most about this team?
Great question. You're right. There are so many ways you can go. It was unfortunate, too, that the defense yesterday took a big step back, but I think I'm almost surprising myself here a little bit with this answer, but it does feel like the defense finally kind of settled in over the last week, yesterday notwithstanding. A lot of questions, a lot of criticism of J.P. Crawford early in the season, too, for some of his play at shortstop, but I think he's kind of his arm seems like it's feeling better. And then we're seeing a young athlete in Colt Emerson, really in his first 2.5 weeks in the big leagues, absolutely looked like he belongs. He had that, sliding catch into foul territory to end the game. What was that, on Tuesday night? And it just feels like everything's kind of settling in defensively, and I think that just makes everyone feel better. It sort of feels like that bleeds into everything the Mariners do. Obviously, the pitchers feel a heck of a lot better, but even the position players, if they're making the routine plays, making the highlight plays on defense, it feels like that also bleeds into the bats as well, and just guys feeling good all the way around. So it's not just the pitching dominating or hitting a couple big 3-run home runs. It's like all three phases of the game were finally clicking at once, and that's just something, again, especially with the defense, we just weren't seeing consistently the first couple months of the year.
When you look at the Adam Jude power rankings in the American League, where do the Mariners fall?
Oh, I don't have the whole standings right in front of me, but they're certainly up there. I mean, I've kind of figured, they were certainly due for a surge like this, and it just felt like a matter of time. I think the Mariners felt that way, every time we talk to Julio in particular. He's always just like, we're good, we're fine, we know we're a talented team, it's coming, no one's panicking. They just felt like it was a one play or one swing or one turn here or there so much those first couple of months, and I never sensed any doubt or, again, keep using the word panic, but it just never felt like that was an issue for these guys. And so the Mariners, again, I think they're one of the top, 3 teams in the American League. I thought that coming into this season. I still think that now. The Rays obviously have been the biggest surprise maybe in all of baseball so far this season. They just got swept by the Tigers at home. The Tigers have the worst record in all of baseball, I think, in May. So it just kind of tells you how, kind of compact and, the middle ground in the American League. Anyone can beat anyone, right, on any given day, all that cliche. But, the Yankees are going to be up there. Cleveland's been pretty consistent so far this season, but certainly I think the Mariners, if the playoffs were to start today, I think the Mariners have as good a chance as anyone to go out and take it. And that hasn't changed for me since the beginning of the season. And, barring some catastrophic, injuries, I just don't see that changing here in the next few months either.
Hey, through May 11th, and that game being against Houston, George Kirby was 6-3. And while he had, 4 runs given up against the Yankees in a loss, he was otherwise just spectacular. I mean, getting through 8 innings and giving up 3 runs, 7 2/3 giving up 2. You already know. You reported on all of these games. But then you look more recently, and it's not like he wasn't giving up any hits early, but he wasn't allowing nearly as many runs. He's got 5, 4, 5, 6 with 9 hits allowed twice, and obviously the Mariners 1-3 in those last 4. What's happening with Kirby?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question, and it's a good question. It's an important question for the Mariners moving forward. This is a guy who's as talented, just about as talented as any pitcher in baseball. A guy who can put the baseball wherever he wants it, in the zone or out of the zone. And I think part of it is a little bit of a mystery. Part of it is, frankly, just bad luck. And part of it is George just kind of being who he's always been, which is just a really stubborn strike thrower. And that's one issue. This seems like it surfaces at some point every season with George, because he is so adamant at forcing the hitters to swing that I've always thought that hitters get more comfortable stepping into the box and really digging in against George better, if not more, than against any other pitcher. And so they know a fastball is coming. They know a strike is coming. So they're getting up there and they're getting off their A swing early in at-bats. George wants to get ahead. He wants weak contact, and he wants to put hitters away early. And frankly, yesterday he did a lot of those things. He got a lot of weak contact. The balls just kind of found a hole oftentimes, it felt like. Even on the one big swing from Bo Bichette, the quote-unquote big swing was a broken bat single up the middle with the bases loaded. J.P. Crawford's diving to his left, can't quite get to it. And that was kind of the quote-unquote backbreaker there. And he did allow 9 hits yesterday in 4 innings. All of them were singles except one double that just happened to hit off the first base bag and then roll into right field for another run. And so I feel like yesterday in particular was just a ton of bad luck for George Kirby. Again, there was an error on a Josh Naylor throw early in the game. And again, when you're a pitcher, that stuff tends to sort of get you out of your rhythm. And I think with George Kirby, we've seen a lot over the last few years. Like, again, he's made so many strides and worked so hard to kind of control his emotions a little bit more. But again, anyone would be frustrated at something like that. Forces you to, make 8, 10, 12 extra pitches in an inning, and that just kind of really kind of sets you behind the 8 ball for the rest of the game. So I'm not overly concerned, frankly, with George Kirby. He's been through spurts like this throughout his career. He's too good for this to continue. But again, it is an important topic and something, as they hit the road here, we'll obviously be monitoring for his next few starts.
Well, if you're not too concerned about George Kirby, then maybe you're not interested in a Scooble type of deal. Passon put something out that it says, look, Mariners could use Scooble. And I'm like, anybody walking this earth that has a baseball team could use Scooble.
Absolutely.
Do you think the Mariners should be looking at this, or do you feel like they got Scooble at home?
Yeah, I was the one. I wrote a whole thing at the start of the off season in October. That was my whole basis. Like, go out and do it now. Like, if there was a time for the Mariners, they got so close to the World Series for the first time ever, last October. What do you need to put you over the top? Oh, how about maybe one of the very best players in all of baseball who could, go out and dominate a series just by himself, really. And so I was making the case at the time. I think it made a ton of sense, even though I know that's not, frankly, how the Mariners really operate. I will say here, as we're itching toward the middle of the season and with where the Mariners are at, particularly with their pitching, I don't think they should do it. And frankly, I don't even think they're going to bring up Skubal's name when they sit down and have their regular meetings to kind of assess the rest of the league and where the league might be headed at the trade deadline. We know how aggressive Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander are this time of year. No team in baseball has done more, I would say, over the last 5 years or so to improve their roster ahead of the summer trade deadline. You just go back and look at Luis Castillo, one of the best trades in franchise history, Randy Arozarena, last summer bringing in Naylor and Gino Suarez, too. Those are just 4 examples, but 4 that jump out certainly recently. The Mariners are going to do something. They're going to do something fairly substantial, but I would be absolutely stunned if it has anything to do with Tarik Skubal for the Mariners. Again, it's fun to speculate. It's fun because of the, Skubal went to Seattle U and because he's so good and we saw him in the playoffs last year, just how dominant he is. But it's going to take a ridiculous package to bring in Tarik Skubal even for 2 months. And I don't think the Mariners are willing to stomach that because they expect to compete not only this year, but for the next 5-10 years, and they've got the pitching prospects. I'm actually writing something today on Ryan Sloan and Kate Anderson, and they're the 2 best pitching prospects in all of baseball right now. It's going to take one of those guys to bring in Tarik Skubal, or it's going to take a Bryce Miller to bring in a Tarik Skubal, and I just don't see any way, shape, or form the Mariners entertaining that.
Hey, what's the latest on Cal Raleigh and Brendan Donovan?
Yeah, so Cal Raleigh will be starting his minor league rehab assignment on Sunday with the Everett Aqua Sox. I'm trying to make arrangements to sneak up there, maybe with my kids, and it's such a fun atmosphere up there with the Aqua Sox. So Cal will be DHing his first day there Sunday with the Aqua Sox. I would expect probably 2 or 3 at-bats just to kind of get back in the swing of things, so to speak. And then minor leagues, they have off days every Monday, and so on Tuesday, Cal will then transfer to AAA with Tacoma. They start a homestand there at Cheney Stadium. So he'll start catching regularly with the Rainiers on Tuesday, and I presume we'll be there through the rest of the week until the Mariners come back home for their East Coast road trip. I think it's June 16th is when they start their next home series. So if Cal stays on this track, he's hit every target, everything they've asked him to do up till this point, I would fully expect Cal to be activated and ready for the Mariners' next homestand starting on June 16th. I think Brendan Donovan is probably a week, if not 2 weeks behind Cal. He's still down in Arizona, last I heard, rehabbing with the training staff down there. So not quite ready yet for a minor league rehab assignment, but he's not all that far off either.
There are guys that are called up, and it's only a matter of time before they're sitting back down or their spot is taken by a veteran or a guy they're counting on. How much value has Pareda brought to this team, and how do you see his role changing?
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of excitement buzz. It's hit a couple home runs. It just seems like every at bat he's really battling and fouling off a lot of tough 2-strike pitches. And I think the pitchers have responded to him pretty well, too. Again, a guy, they just got to know for the first time in spring training, but some of them hadn't really worked with a whole lot. But, yeah, he's made a good impression so far. Dan Wilson was talking yesterday just about the positive energy he brings to the dugout, too. He's not afraid to speak up. And so, he's a little bit older of a guy. I think he's 30 years old, kind of bounced around, had a couple cups of coffee in the big leagues with, I think, the Twins and the A's the last couple of years, but has obviously paid his dues in the minor leagues. So it's going to be interesting when Cal's ready to come back in the next 10 days, 2 weeks. But I would be stunned if the Mariners really even entertain the idea of moving on for Mitch Garver at this point. I think Mitch Garver's value as, a true backup catcher, a veteran who kind of knows how to work with this pitching staff. He really brings a different element in terms of his pitch calling that Cal does too. And I think that sort of change of pace once or twice a week is really good and really effective at times. And so I think Garver's had a really strong season. Again, both offensively, come up with a few key hits. His on-base percentage has been notably improved this year. And again, I just feel like his value working with his pitching staff. They really trust Mitch Garver. I think Mitch Garver will be the backup catcher when Cal Raleigh does return, but Johnny Pareda has certainly entered that conversation and made things interesting for the Mariners. And I don't think this will be the last we'll see of him if and when he does get sent back down to Tacoma.
Looking elsewhere on this team, is there another position where there's either a big depth question or a logjam that you're kind of curious to watch over the next couple weeks?
I mean, obviously the next big question, we've talked and written so much about, the piggyback the last few weeks. And it's going to be a similar situation when Brendan Donovan is ready to return here in a few weeks. The nice thing about Brendan Donovan and one of the biggest reasons the Mariners coveted him so much in the offseason and pulled off, a rather big trade was because he can play all over the field too. They see him as more of a super utility type player. He's had his most time in the big leagues at second base. He's played quite a bit of left field. Obviously, the Mariners were asking him to play third base regularly early this season before he got hurt. So he can move quite a bit all over the field. Obviously, you can DH him there a little bit. So I do expect him to be in the lineup just about every day when he does come back, but he'll probably be at a different spot on the field every day too. So whether that means Colt Emerson sliding over to shortstop once or twice a week and giving JP a day off, or, Donovan going to left field and having Randy Arozarena maybe DH for a day. They've got options there too. So it's not like they're really stuck in a big corner, but it is going to make for some interesting decisions, depending on who's hot or what the situation is or what the matchup is. I think it kind of falls under one of those. We've said it a lot with the piggyback situation and the pitching depth. Like, it does fall under one of those, good problems to have if you're the Mariners, and obviously you love the depth. And, if it comes to that, I think the Mariners will kind of welcome that with open arms. But if you're the players and if you're, the fans, you just hope the Mariners are able to communicate it with the players a little bit better this time around.
Keeping us up to date on the Mariners for the Seattle Times, it's Adam Jude. Make sure you're reading his work at seattletimes.com. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Knicks used a big second half last night from Jalen Brunson to take game one over the Spurs in the NBA Finals. What's the real headline?
Eric Gordy is a fraud. I know there are way more important things to say and jokes to say about the NBA Finals, but I fully bought into Eric Corgi, this adorable Corgi who correctly guessed all 7 games in the Western Conference Finals in order and then already got game one wrong with the NBA Finals. I think she's lost it.
I think she's a dog, and she got lucky.
I think she has the yips.
And this is big for New York, though. You're on the road. You're playing against a young Spurs team, but you've been rested. These guys have won, 12, 13 games in a row in New York. They haven't lost since, April 20th or something crazy like that. This team is in the zone. I think everyone is really comfortable with their role. When it's time to win, you get the ball to Jalen Brunson. I think Cat did a great job against Wemby. Yes, Wemby scored, 20-something points, but he was 6 for 21 and 2 for 9 from three-point land. Free throws helped him out, and he turned the ball over 6 times. That, I said yesterday, that was going to be the key match. Can Cat handle Wemby? So far, he's done exactly that. He's going to be the key to this victory.
Single most important thing for the Spurs to respond. Now, we all know it's Wemby, but what else needs to happen?
It's all about Wemby.
Yeah.
Wemby just needs to stop playing from the perimeter. He needs to get into the paint and dunk the dang ball. He had 1 dunk yesterday, the least amount of dunks he's had all playoffs. When you're 7-5, get the ball deep. And then he looked tired. And the whole Spurs team looked tired. The rotational defense was off, communication was off, guys are wide open. But at the end of the day, it was time to win. Big body Brunson did his thing.
You guys think Western Conference going 7 games was a factor in this one if the Spurs look tired?
It always is. You can't
a little bit
ignore
of
it.
rest for the Knicks?
Can't ignore it. Knicks been chilling for 9-10 days.
Who do you guys got for game 2?
I think the Spurs probably find a way to even it up, but I still got the Knicks taking it in 5.
Eric Corgi said the Knicks too. Curtis, what about you?
Yeah,
Game 2.
I'll take the Spurs in game 2. I think it'll be a closer series. I don't think the Knicks are going to sweep the Spurs by any stretch of the imagination, but heck of a first shot there for the Knicks to go up 1-0 on the road.
Game 2 tomorrow at 5:30. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Line number 2, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver gave a slight update on expansion yesterday, saying they expect to have a final decision on Seattle and Las Vegas by the end of 2026. What's the real headline?
As long as that final decision isn't just more time being added, I'm okay.
Yeah, I like that we have a date, right? All right. End of this year, everyone here in Seattle will know whether the Sonics are coming back or not. I hope they do. Melinda Gates, it looks like, is setting herself up to be a part of this whole deal as well. I just don't understand why you wouldn't. There's been interest in both teams. It sounded like Vegas was getting more interest in the Sonics at one point, and now it's pretty evened out. No, this is good news, I guess.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the Mariners have 3 of Baseball America's top 10 prospects: Colt Emerson, Ryan Sloan, and Cade Anderson. What's the real headline?
To quote Bob Nightingale, it is better to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated after a parade than on the cover of Baseball America. And I do need to clarify, I'm not taking away from the Mariners' excellent farm system, nor from the excitement a lot of people have over these prospects, one of which Colt has obviously already debuted. I'm very excited about these 3 and their potential. However, every time I talk about prospects with the Mariners, even though I get really excited, there's this little yearning part of you that just goes, okay, but what about converting that into a World Series championship, into, some kind of run, into some kind of window? I hope it happens this year, obviously, but I do always think it, and that quote has always stuck with me.
Yeah. Because why are you playing this game? To hold that silly piece of metal Manfred talked about.
Yeah.
That's why you play this game, to win championships. It's nice to feel like, okay, the future should be bright, but what about the present? Mm-hmm. And before that loss yesterday, the present is still good. You're 2.5 games above in your division. You're making moves, but it's about now. And this team has found a way to take the lead in the division, and we have no Cal Raleigh out there. Julio's been playing amazing. So, yes, I love hearing about the young guys. The support is great. Gives you something to look at if you're in Everett at the Aqua Sox game or something, or Cheney, Rainier, whatever. But the goal is to win a championship.
Right.
So thank you for the pat on the back. I want the silly piece of metal.
And it does not mean we're advocating for any of those guys to be traded.
No.
But it does mean that winning a World Series lingers as a goal. Behind everything. It's not even an elephant in the room. It's just there. We all know what it is. And look, I think more of like Curtis's point about Emerson Hancock, with how good he's been this year. Curtis, a lot of Mariners fans would be upset to see him moved. But your point was like, if it helps you win right now to go get someone like Skubal, then it's worth it.
And it could mean not giving up one of your top arms in your farm system if the Tigers want somebody who is big league ready. Emerson Hancock could be a potential all-star this year. That's how good he has pitched in 2026. If that, who's going to be more important to a World Series run this year? Emerson Hancock, who has very little playoff experience outside of some mop-up duty last year, or Tarek Skubal, who has pitched in a lot of big games in his career. I'll go Skubal.
Yeah.
I like my chances.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We haven't heard much about the other half of the Myles Garrett trade, so it's coming your way next when we take a look around the NFL.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
One thing you may not know about me is that I was pretty nice on the soccer pitch. Bump here. With football taking over our region this summer, it makes me think back on the love for the sport. I'm excited to hear about our listeners getting into the matches and falling in love with the sport, too. Just like I hear from our listeners who make the trip up to Silver Reef Casino Resort. I've been telling you guys it's a hidden gem in the Northwest. This summer is perfect for a quick road trip where you can just enjoy the destination and the beautiful weather. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails Golf Course and spend the night at Silver Reef. Make a weekend out of it or just a personal personal day. Enjoy the weather. Get on the course. You deserve it. You've been working hard. Relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy the steakhouse. I love it there. Have some fun at their sports restaurant and enjoy the Cantina. It's an authentic Mexican restaurant. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. A great place to relax. Book your stay at SilverReefCasinoResort.com. Silver Reef Casino Resort, SilverReefCasino.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. That's an efficiency for me. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it, they're in a meeting. But we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Play with purpose, compete fairly, track progress. Michael Bump is here. A golf handicap does more than just keep score. It helps you enjoy the game more. 1, it helps you set goals that match your actual skill level. 2, it makes competition fun and fair no matter who you're playing with. And 3, it lets you track your progress so you can measure improvement over time. It only takes 3 18-hole rounds to establish your handicap index. Just sign up for a handicap ID, post your scores, and get started. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
from the Quantum Fiber studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, the Rams have Myles Garrett. Will they also get Aaron Donald? Let's go to cut 17. What is Rams GM Les Snead hearing about a possible return from their former All-Pro?
Aaron and Sean talk a lot.
Okay.
I do think for the first time since he's retired, he's maybe tempted that, let's maybe do one last stand. I don't know if he's been tempted since he has been retired. And I think if you know Aaron at his core, he's one of those humans that if he doesn't think he can really, really help, he probably doesn't want to try. But for the first time, I'm betting that he's tempted. I can sense that. And that's cool that, like a lot of our fans, Aaron's excited about this move, and he's probably tempted for the first time.
Probably tempted for the first time. Now, Bump, you think we do see Aaron Donald suit up with the Rams? TBD when it actually happens. But why are you finding yourself convinced?
You see that team over there?
Yeah.
They got a legit chance.
Unfortunately.
They have a legit chance. And sometimes you're motivated by moves, right? And having the opportunity to play with another great, another future Hall of Famer, that can get you going because I know Aaron Donald realizes that he needs that help. If there's more help on that defensive line, you're not going to double him all the time. You still got Fisk over there as well. You got Myles Garrett over there. He's like, what are you going to do to stop these guys here? That motivates you when you feel like you don't have to do it all by yourself.
Next up, let's go to cut 18. We have not talked a lot about the other side of this trade, but Jared Verse also spoke to Cleveland media for the first time since being dealt to the Browns. He was asked about the mindset stepping into the role Myles Garrett left.
Myles is a great player. I watch his film every day. I, keyed in on a couple things he does, the moves he makes, the technicalities of every small aspect of his game. I very much studied him, and to know that, I'm not here to fill his shoes. That's not my job. That's not in my description in any organization I go to. That's not my job. My job is to be the best me. If I'm the best me, I'm not going to be, Myles Garrett. I'm not going to be Max Crosby, this guy, that guy, the best players in the league. I'm going to be the best Jared, and that's going to be the best player in the league.
I feel like Jared Verse, who is so talented, is going to have the unfortunate, I don't want to say distinction, it happens to a lot of people, of being the guy to step into a role where he's right. I'm not going to be Myles Garrett. Like, he could be their best defensive player next year, and he's not going to get Myles Garrett numbers because that's so incredibly difficult to get, and people are going to be like, it's just not the same. I didn't ask to come here. I could be with the Rams.
Yeah, sometimes it's impossible to fill someone's
It's impossible.
shoes. But that doesn't mean he can't be extremely productive. It doesn't mean that he can't help this defense out. And he could be one of the foundational pieces when it comes to the Browns hopefully turning some things around. I don't have faith in him. I think that they've seen over the years that they just something upstairs ain't clicking. I mean, like, management upstairs ain't clicking. And they're probably not going to get the right guys with these picks, but at least they have an opportunity to do so.
Always tough to be the guy who follows the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who the next quarterback is in Kansas City or Buffalo or Baltimore, but, like, good luck.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly going to be compared to, and you could be an entirely different player, but you're going to be constantly compared. And I know that edge rusher is not quarterback, and those shadows loom a little larger for passers, but it's still pretty big for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, big.
Next up, when does Micah Parsons expect to be back from his torn ACL injury? Let's go to cut 20. He spoke to the Packers media about it.
We have a pretty strong 9-month rule, so it's just all about just do the research and the data. There's no good outcomes with players coming back early from ACL, especially if you add in other things that get fixed up. So the goal for me is to complete the season. The goal isn't for me to go out there and re-hurt myself, trying to force myself to be back in the first few games. The goal has always been playoffs, and I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, it sounds very much like a player that's not going to be ready for a while.
No, apparently he, something was up with his meniscus as well, so I had to clean some stuff up. But he's right. His job is to be 100%. If he does come back mid-season, I'm hearing it's, October or something like that, they could still be in the mix. I mean, the Green Bay Packers are a good ball club, even though they didn't win any games after he was injured. So they've been preparing for this, and they might make some moves to make sure that they're good to go.
I want to stay on the NFC North for just a minute. It's a really interesting division to me. Obviously, everyone's watching to see, Chicago expected to take it. Their over-under is 9, expected to win the division. But Then you've got the Lions where it's like, why would they not be back strong as ever? Maybe not strong as ever, but still a really good team. The Packers, obviously, a really good team. The Vikings, a good team minus quarterback. They have Kyler Murray. What's it going to be? It's just a jumbled group of teams that aren't elite, but none of them can be counted out. I have no idea who to favor.
Pick one.
I'm not going Vikings. I'm not going Packers.
I'm going Bears.
I'm going Bears.
I'm going Bears. You see the Madden cover? New Madden cover?
No, who's on it?
Caleb.
I can't go Bears. I'm sorry, but that's science. The Madden curse is real. It's going to be the Lions.
I'm going Bears.
I think last year I didn't have like a really, really strong, steadfast outlook where I like really believed in Jordan Love. But something about last year made me question more of the Packers.
Well, they made a run. When you lose Micah Parsons, that changes things a bit. And
Sure.
Jordan Love was up and down, too.
He was hurt. I need to remind myself of that.
But he would have some runs where he looked really good, and then obviously you get banged up, your body's not the same. I think they're good enough to compete.
Yeah.
But that division is going to be tough.
I just wonder if Jordan Love is going to be one of those guys where we go, and then you got Jordan Love, and he could take off this year. Like there's all this potential, and then it's always just good enough to fight for a playoff spot. But like, what if he's not the guy? I don't know. If I'm wrong about this and he wins MVP next year, someone find this audio and delete it. But I just think it's that weird kind of like in-between class of quarterback where clearly talented, clearly good enough to be a starter, and clearly someone that an organization would be like, we're going to bet on this guy. But just enough questions and just enough moments not met.
I'm looking at see if they added anyone for him to throw the ball to. No, like Christian Watson, Jaden. No.
Maybe
Matthew
that's their
Golden
problem.
didn't have a great year last year, only 29 for 361.
I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, he's got some weapons over there. He's got to put it together. The real question now is, what about that defense without Micah Parsons?
Let's go to the NFC East. Odell Beckham Jr. in Cut 31 addressed Giants media for the first time since returning.
Feels great. You know, I had a lot of time off. Taking a step away from the game was best for me at a time in my life where, you know, you love something so much that it kind of became detrimental. It became bad to me. And just being able to take that time off and be with my son and be with family and just reprioritize what was important to me, and knowing that, you know, I still love this game so much. It felt great just being back out there, being back in the building, just on this field, looking at this stadium. It's a pretty surreal feeling. So I know I got a lot of work to do. I know Harbs and I have already talked about it. Like I came here to earn anything, you know, everything in my life. Nothing was given to me. So I came here to earn it, just work hard every day, and be the best that I can for the team.
God, just reminiscing about 2014 and the start to his career with the Giants. It is so weird that he's the older veteran in the room right now where you're not quite sure what to expect from him. That being said, I'm still going to ask you, what can we expect from the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. to the Giants, and does it make a difference at all?
Well, he's not expected to be the Odell Beckham of the past, right? He's expected. I think they're looking at him the same way that we kind of looked at Cooper Kupp. Like, come in, give us like 600 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns, and we'll call it good and be a mentor to some of these guys. You're just trying to hold on until Malik Neighbors comes back. They did draft Malachi Fields, receiver out of Notre Dame. Juju Smith-Schuster is there as well. This receiver room is deep. Like, you got young talent that's banged up a bit, and you have some old heads there who are capable. With a receiver like Odell Beckham, it's just give Jackson Dart someone he can count on. Someone who's going to be where he's supposed to be, who's going to catch a football if it's within his radius. I don't expect much from Odell Beckham, but I think it's the first time where it sounds like he's okay with leaning into the mentor, number 3 guy type role.
If you had to guess a San Francisco 49er who would not be afraid to take shots at an opponent, who would be one of your guesses?
They're on the team right now? Kittle?
No. But
defense or offense?
Offense.
Offense. Trent Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's our next star here. Trent Williams in Cut 32, taking shots at the Rams now that the Rams have to travel all the way to Australia to face them in Week 1.
I mean, it took away a home game, in my opinion. It's probably the only thing. It's probably why we had to go to Australia to play the Rams, to kind of cover up some of the, you know, deficiencies when it comes to ticket sales on their end when we go to LA. So I'll just leave it at that. But no, nobody wants to travel 20 hours to play a football game. Like, no, I mean, nobody ever be excited.
Now listen, I don't think anything he said was wrong. Not only does no one want to travel that far to play a football game, and I'm guessing most players and coaches aren't excited about it, but the Rams don't have the fan base that several other teams do.
No, they don't. And I think, give the Rams 5 more years.
They already won a Super Bowl.
But you got to think about kids growing up with the team in their area. Like, that's why none of my boys were Rams or Raiders fans. We didn't have a team. Like, if I grew up and there was a team, so the Rams have been there for how long now? Like 8 seasons now, maybe?
A minute. McVay's first season was 2017. I don't remember what year exactly they went over.
So imagine there's this 8-year-old, right, who is 16 now, who has grown up just a Rams fan. So time will tell. I think eventually it'll get there, but right now he's absolutely right.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Jarran Reed joining us at 1. Coming up next, the questions the Mariners still need to answer.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, add 1 line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
TimberTech Vintage Collection Decking. On sale now at Dunn Lumber.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Thinking about investing in home upgrades? Worry less and save more with Snohomish PUD's network of trade allies. These are trusted local contractors who can install heat pumps, insulation, new windows, and more. And when you work with a PUD trade ally, you can unlock instant rebates. This means lower upfront costs, lower energy bills, and work done by vetted pros. Find a PUD trade ally at snowpud.com/rebates.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Mariners fell to the Mets in that matinee series finale yesterday, but still went on an 8-game winning streak. Did it with great pitching and also did it without Cal Raleigh and Brendan Donovan and a few other guys, which is really, really impressive. Even though they have, I don't want to say answered questions, but maybe calmed some fears with that stretch, there are still some interesting questions the Mariners need to answer, and I don't know that they can just answer it with, let's say, a win tomorrow. These are more complicated questions. And we talked about both with Adam Jude, who was on with us to begin this hour. You can go back and listen to Adam's full interview on the Bump and Stacy podcast, Hour 3. But let's get to the two areas that he's looking at when it comes to the Mariners and kind of logjam situations, roster decision situations. We'll start with catcher. You asked him, hey, Paredes looking pretty good. And he also caught a day game after a night game. Maybe the Mariners are thinking so too. So cut 33, you said, Adam, who do you go with between Pareda and Garver as Cal's backup?
It's going to be interesting when Cal's ready to come back in the next 10 days, 2 weeks. But I would be stunned if the Mariners really even entertain the idea of moving on for Mitch Garver at this point. I think Mitch Garver's value as, a true backup catcher, a veteran who kind of knows how to work with this pitching staff. He really brings a different element in terms of his pitch calling that Cal does too. And I think that sort of change of pace once or twice a week is really good and really effective at times. And so I think Garver's had a really strong season. Again, both offensively, come up with a few key hits. His on-base percentage has been notably improved this year. And again, I just feel like his value working with his pitching staff, they really trust Mitch Garver. I think Mitch Garver will be the backup catcher when Cal Raleigh does return, but Johnny Pareda has certainly entered that conversation and made things interesting for the Mariners. And I don't think this will be the last we'll see of him if and when he does get sent back down to Tacoma.
Now, when Adam answered that question live, we had a couple people text in, including one, for instance, the 253 said Pareda needs to stay. I think that he's done enough, recent home runs and obviously great pop time, clearly, talented, a lot of physicality and young to impress some people. Bump, what would you do between the two? Who would you keep?
It's tough because, I mean, you have how many ABs for Mitch? 75 for Mitch, and Pareda you have 40. So closer than I thought it was going to be, honestly. You got Pareda / 275, 356, 425, OPS 781. You look at Mitch, 187, 330, 293, 623. Mitch has 2 bombs, and Pareda has 2 bombs. So on paper, you look at him and you say, well, yeah, it looks like Pareda offensively is playing better with 35 less ABs. But I think the point you have to focus on is what Adam said towards the end of that, is that the pitchers just trust Mitch. They know Mitch. Mitch knows them. He knows how to call a game. That's why I was interested. I forgot who played yesterday. I go, it was Mitch or Pareda yesterday with Kirby struggling. Does that have something to do with it? Does Kirby not like the sequencing of Pareda, the way he calls game? Who knows? But Mitch has sweat equity with the Mariners and the players within the organization. So naturally, they're going to trust him more. But I tell you one thing. If Pareda keeps getting opportunities and keeps producing offensively, this is going to be a real conversation. Right now, it's just a whisper. Like, what are you going to do? All right, we got like 2 weeks maybe before we see Cal. In 2 weeks, you're going to get, maybe 12 to 14 games in. There's going to be opportunity for Pareda, but I think if we had to make a decision right now, they're probably still going to go with Mitch.
I agree with you. And my question between the two is not even about offense. Like, I think that it's really easy and understandably easy to look at the bat and just go like, look, if this is a team that's inconsistent offensively, I want the guy that's the better bat. Like, if both are fine enough catchers and can do the job, why would I not go with a guy who's younger and faster and can hit more, whatever? The question I have isn't even about that, though. Like, Pareda has been hotter, but I'm not overly concerned with Garver offensively because he gives you kind of what I would expect for a backup catcher, which is little, sometimes something. Fine. My question is really more about like the physical toll that it would take on these two. Garver is the oldest of the three, and it didn't take even long for him to deal with an injury after replacing Cal. He gets kind of banged up. And so I think that you're right. You make a great point about the sweat equity he has, and kind of, pitch calling is something that no one really has insight to. And you just have to trust, like, does that guy get, shaken off a lot, or, do pitchers seem unhappy? Does he get paired up with different guys? Right. Like, you kind of have to read between the lines with it. It's just something that, like, is so hard for anyone to make a definitive take about he's a better catcher without understanding something so central to what those guys are doing. But if the team thinks that Garver's better, that's pretty massive. That's his job. That's the reason we put up with atrocious averages from catchers. It's like their primary job is that, catching, defense, whatever. But I do worry a little bit about Garver's ability to hold up. So that's my one kind of like, you're having your starter come back with an oblique injury, which are notoriously fickle. And then you've got a guy in his 30s who's kind of been banged up. That's not an everyday guy. Yeah. It's just, that's my holdup. I'm still going Mitch, but
the fact that we're having even a conversation about it just lets you know that Pareda's been doing a dang good job and has surprised a lot of us. I didn't know who he was before he got pulled up. I had to do some research and learn more about the Venezuelan, and he's going to make things interesting. Like I said, you got 2 weeks. Yeah. Pareda, if you want this job, this is what it's all about. Wally Pipp. This is what this is all about. Get an opportunity, make the most of it.
One more here, spending a little less time on it, but this is cut 34, Adam, talking about the Mariners' third base situation.
It's going to be a similar situation when Brendan Donovan is ready to return here in a few weeks. The nice thing about Brendan Donovan, and one of the biggest reasons the Mariners coveted him so much in the offseason and pulled off, a rather big trade, was because he can play all over the field too. They see him as more of a super utility type player. He's had his most time in the big leagues at second base. He's played quite a bit of left field. Obviously, the Mariners were asking him to play third base regularly early this season before he got hurt. So he can move quite a bit all over the field. Obviously, you can DH him hit there a little bit. So I do expect him to be in the lineup just about every day when he does come back, but he'll probably be at a different spot on the field every day too. So whether that means Colt Emerson sliding over to shortstop once or twice a week and giving JP a day off, or Donovan going to left field and having Randy Arozarena maybe DH for a day, they've got options there too. So it's not like they're really stuck in in a big corner, but it is going to make for some interesting decisions, depending on who's hot or what the situation is or what the matchup is.
Would you want to keep Emerson at third?
Yes.
Everyday third baseman.
There's no reason to move him. I mean, he seems more natural at the position. Donovan, there was some work had to be done. I'm sure, Colt is still working on the craft, but it's just like when you teach a kid golf, it really makes me mad because they're so young and their bodies can move in just different ways that they pick it up quickly. As an adult, you try to pick up golf, it's going to be extremely tough. That's the way I see Colt. It's like he's so young that he's a sponge and his body can move there and he can just pick it up quickly. To whereas Donovan is a bit older, so it takes a bit more effort for him to look a bit more natural at the spot.
Mariners have the day off today. Don't forget to listen to Extra Innings hosted by Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports, and then they pick it up tomorrow with a road trip beginning in Detroit. Coming up, the Seahawks are being a bit disrespected after winning a Super Bowl. They're not even favorites to win the NFC West, and defensive lineman Jarran Reed is certainly hearing that. His response next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
People can see through if it's not genuine. And it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting, and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners' win streak came to an end yesterday afternoon against the Mets in that series finale. The team will reset today. You can still catch the M's updates on Extra Innings at 7 p.m. and then open up a series against the Tigers beginning tomorrow. The Knicks took Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson scored 30, and the Knicks came back from a 14-point second-half deficit. Game 2 in San Antonio tomorrow at 5:30.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Rogers now empty backfield. Stops back, looks to the middle. Now he's got to scramble. Now he stops. Now he gets hit, and he's going to go down. Back inside the 25-yard line. Great coverage downfield allowed Jarran Reed to get there. He did his little belly wiggle after he got up off the ground. And the Steelers now going to be forced to punt.
Seahawks defensive lineman Jarran Reed joining us right now following OTAs. I've heard about your T-shirt. And I know you're on camera right now for anyone that's watching, but if anyone's just listening, it says manager of violence. First of all, are you the only manager? Is that a superior role? And secondly, where did this come from?
Nah, it's the whole defense, and I think Nico or somebody actually made this one. But yeah, I like it though. It's one of my favorite shirts actually.
Yeah.
Just because of what it says.
Yeah. So if someone says, "Can I see the manager?" You're like, "I'm right here."
Yeah, I guess I'll say that.
Of course. I think a lot of listeners are going to like it because a lot of what people love, you know this, love about football is the violence. Like, look, we all love touchdowns. They're cool. You know what I mean? Quarterbacks sell a lot of jerseys. Wide receivers sell a lot of jerseys. But I'm assuming that as a defensive lineman, you can talk about that kind of like real physicality and violence coming from that side of the ball. And you guys certainly showed that last year.
Yeah. You know, it's just the way we play, the way we hit. That's where the oohs and ahs come from, you know, seeing the big hits, seeing us taking guys down, you know, the physical aspect, the gladiator part of it.
Yeah. You guys are absolutely dominant out there. If you're coming up with like your perfect fight squad, someone's starting something with you at a bar, who are the three guys from your team where you're like, look, these guys are going to throw hands. They'll throw down.
Me, Leo, it's more than three.
Okay, what's your Mount Rushmore? Five guys. You could choose your starting five of bar fight.
Me, Leo, Byron.
Someone's going to feel left out.
D-Law.
Okay.
And D-Hall.
D-Hall.
Give me all my guys.
All your guys for sure. By the way, congratulations to Derek Hall with that extension. How have you seen him grow? I interviewed him last summer. He talked a lot about you and everything that he learned from you.
Yeah, he's like my little brother, man. I just seen a lot of greatness in him. Where he can take his game to, and he had to just kind of tone it a little bit. Just starting early off in his career. I back to the little scuffle we had on the sideline, but that's just everybody's hungry, you know. And we talk about it all the time, and it's done nothing but bring us closer, just what we expect from him. I think he shows the example of how we play and our style of play, fits perfectly, If you could name anybody, I would name him. And I'm happy for him, man, to see a young guy get his first deal.
Yeah.
He's going to have many more to come. He's probably going to be around here for a long time. It's just great, man, to see him get it done.
You guys were, I know that a lot of people were looking at Houston, by DVOA, and I think by the end of the season by scoring, we're the best defense in football. Yeah. Now, even if you weren't number one, I think that you and everyone else we interviewed would have been like, no, we're the best. We can tell you that. But statistically, the numbers backed it up, which is very cool. And yet, a couple other defenses getting some of the spotlight this offseason. Now,
I only know one.
Now,
that's our defense.
Exactly. Thank you. But look, I was talking with, we were interviewing Julian Love the other day, and I was telling him sometimes people have a chip on their shoulder and you kind of do an eye roll with like, okay, yeah, no one doubted you, or no one believed in you, totally. But in the case of you guys, you just won a Super Bowl. You are the reigning Super Bowl champs, and yet you aren't favored to get back to a Super Bowl. Do you even care about the disrespect? Do you hear it? Does it affect you at all?
I mean, I usually don't, but this is the type of thing that, like, it's just like a.
What else do I have to do?
It's like a little flock.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of football media coverage going on right now, and just to hear us being written off is just crazy. Like, we won the Super Bowl, so what can you say? Now, granted, we got to back our play up, and it's like everybody's trying to forget us already, and I just feel like, other Super Bowl teams, they kind of glorify them a little bit, but it's just like, okay, we won. Well, who's next? Well, we like this dude. It's just a whole bunch of hoopla. So, I just think that we just got to take it with a grain of salt and just still get better.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to me, it's literally like we still have to earn respect almost. But, it's all opinions at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
But, I just think that, we should be respected more. And people do respect us. Don't get me wrong. But, when you look at things that, is being said and everything, and I try not to so bad, but it's just like, it's just 'cause
hard to ignore.
We work so hard, and these guys put a lot of time in away from families, and we put a lot of time in in the meeting room and everything, and for people to still, it's just like
I hear what you're saying though, because you're saying like it's not like we're outright disrespected. Yeah. Like I recognize that it's cool to have won a Super Bowl. We're all so happy with it, but like it is weird to me to not be favorites to win the NFC West. Like that to me is, I'm like, look, I get the addition of McDuffie, the addition of Myles Garrett, which I wanted to ask you, like, do you even pay attention to it? But like, so I get it in terms of, bettors in Vegas and what they're looking at, but to not even be favored for the division, that to me is disrespect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just look at it like, look, we still got work to do. I don't care who plays. They can build a super team, whatever. At the end of the day, we still have to go put those pads on the play later on down the road.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, those are great players, don't get me wrong, but it's just almost like, so what are you saying about us?
Yeah.
And I feel like we done played some of the greatest teams, hardest teams there is in the league. And, I just feel like, man, look, put everybody number ones up. Just give them all to us, and then what they going to say then? Let's just say, theoretically speaking, we handle our business, do what we're supposed to do. Will they still be saying the same thing then? So...
I mean, probably.
Yeah, but I just take it as, man, look, we still got work to do, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't good enough, so,
You know what I think part of it might be? I didn't hear we had a lot of national guests like big names on our show, and would always ask them about the Seahawks. And I mean, I'm talking week 1 beyond. They were like, this defense, oh my God. I don't think a single person doubted the defense. Yeah. I think a lot of it is on your quarterback, Sam Darnold. Do you think, though, that like as a result of that, like the doubt that he faces and the questions he faces, you guys kind of feel like, well, now I'm bothered. Like now, you know what I mean? It almost like brings you closer as a team.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just double back on something I said before. When you see guys put the work in, and what I respect about it is you will never know anybody say anything about Sam like outsiders. The way he approaches every day, the way he works, it's just almost like, huh, okay. And it doesn't faze him at all. But, you know, actually, you know, just having regular conversations, you know, just outside the building, like back home or something, everybody's like, oh, we don't know what he gonna do, da-da-da. I'm just like, oh, okay. I don't entertain it. Because, like, I see it every day. And I'm like, man, I don't know what guy y'all talking about, but I know my quarterback and what he does and how he attacks the day. And I have nothing but respect for Sam, man. The way he carries himself, the way he just, you know, just totally disregards any of the disrespect and then goes out there and play and deliver. And then everybody is on the whole da-da-da train, you know. Yeah. I'll take back the whole Von Miller deal, you know, when he said, talking about way he picked McDaniels over. Good. Well, you gonna stay over there with them and catch that 38-6, whatever the score was, lost. You know. Yeah. It's those type of things. You know.
All right. Tell me. So I know the guys that have been here. Obviously, good stuff about Sam. But tell me about these new guys. Tell me. I know that it is the veteran thing to maybe pretend that rookies don't exist, like they're just numbers and Rook for a while. Okay. Then tell me who you've gotten to know a little bit, who's standing out.
Really, it's guys in my room because that's who I spend a lot of time with. You know, I think Uso's gonna be really good. The way he's progressing right now, he's just quiet. He just works hard. He can move well. He's strong. Really all our young guys, you know, but he really stands out right now. I think Bud is going to be really good. To seeing him go out there and like
crazy
a lot of these guys, they just don't talk, they just work.
Yeah.
And what can you ask for? You know, you don't have nothing to pick on.
Right.
You know, so it's just I'm excited to see that, man. It's just I'm happy for anybody to put in the body of work they put in throughout their life and their career to come here and see it pay off. And I remember how I felt coming in, and I know they probably feel the same way looking at us, especially coming to a Super Bowl defense, you know. And they're not making anything up. They're taking everything to being coached. They're learning to work the way we work, and it's only going to go up from here. It's
good that they're about working because I don't get to watch a lot of your guys' practices when they're closed. But today's was open. Mike Macdonald, intense guy. Yeah. He's a no BS radio friendly version. I was like, oh God, like how obvious is that during games? Like what?
It's very.
Tell me a bit about him and kind of that approach.
Y'all just see him. Okay. We're not talking about the other coaches on the sideline as well.
Tell me about them.
I love it. You know, it's like controlled chaos, but everybody is hungry.
Yes.
Like literally everybody. Hey, y'all see Mike? It's how we see our position coaches, our assistant coaches, our players, we're all on 10. Like, nobody is not that way. Like, but that's just everybody wants to win, everybody wants to be great, and everybody wants to do right, you know, and just hold each other accountable.
What feels different about entering a season having won a Super Bowl?
We don't really talk about it. I mean, we talk about it, but I don't think everybody's like, oh, we won the Super Bowl, we good. Nah.
Job's done.
No. We working. Everybody's hitting it hard. Everybody's working hard.
Yeah.
I think everybody's still very much hungry. It's almost like we didn't win one, like the way it's going.
The way it's being talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, Julian talked about, again, watching the draft, and they were talking about Ty Simpson, and they were like, he's going to, you know, arguably the best team in football from last year. And Julian was joking about being like, what, are you seeing this? Like, are you kidding me? And it's like, would you say it's almost a good thing that there's so much doubt? Because sometimes guys get to the top of the mountain, and it's like, you know, Patrick Mahomes can't walk around going like, no one believes in me.
Yeah, I'll just look at it like they can say whoever they want to be the best.
Yeah, but it's going to be us.
You know, when you look at the books, you want to be statistical and they're like speaking on it or whatever. you have to say his. Like, you can't not say his.
Last question for me. Let's check in with Jarran Reed and see how your life has changed, because this is not obviously your first stint, but you've had like different stories and different, like quite a very cool journey, but also one that's taken you a lot of places in terms of where you were in your career. So tell me just the thing that I'm thinking of what it's like for a lot of the veterans, whether it's you, DeMarcus, who's obviously older, but the guys who won and then can look back at the challenges that brought them there. Because it's not winning as a rookie. It's winning going like, I put in some time and blood, sweat, and tears. So tell me what that moment of realization was like, and maybe how your life has changed most since your rookie season. I remember covering it. It makes me feel old. Thank you.
Well, I look at it like, life is a learning experience. You live to learn all the time. And just the way my career went, everybody's path is different. But the way my path went is kind of like how my life has been. And, just the learning over the time and to do everything, like there could be no better place for me to do what we've done and win how we won and where we won at, than it to be like right here, right now. I think it was like the most perfect thing ever could have ever been. Like mentally I was good, physically I was good. Where I wanted to win at, where I started at, God willing, hopefully, where I could finish at down the road. And it's just no other better way, to help bring a ring back, and a Super Bowl champion back here to Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, I started off with a Super Bowl team, took some time, had to take a different route, went to 2 other teams for 2 years, came back, been here, went through a coaching change, still here. But, this testament, you have to work every day. You have to grind every day, and you have to stay humble. Thank God. And, it's just amazing, man, now to be a Super Bowl champion.
Yes. And still at the top of your game, right? Like it's not like you're an old guy. You might be a veteran to someone like Bud Clark, who's like, that's Unk, but like still very much, at your prime. And it was so cool to watch you guys last year. We obviously got all these interviews with you all year, and it stood out very much so how close you guys were as a team. So to watch you guys win together, celebrate together was very cool. I'm going to let you go. Again, you got a very busy day. You guys are back at work, ready to run it forward, if you will. So appreciate your time, Jarran. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what's a low-key disrespectful move, and what should be done about it?
So when I was in college, right, this guy ended up becoming one of my best friends. But I was a high recruit, right? And part of my deal was when I went to Wazoo, I was like, hey, I need the number 5. I know the guy who had it, graduated.
I know where you're going.
I need that number 5, right? So now I show up a little later than some other guys who are there. And there's this dude walking around with number 5 on. Guy ends up becoming one of my best friends. But he's walking around with number 5. I'm like, you're wearing my number. So I go to the equipment guys. I go, why is he wearing number 5? Part of my deal was that I get number 5. Well, boy was like, nah, this is my number. And I go, I guarantee you, when practice starts, I will be wearing number 5. All right, we'll see.
You said that to him?
Yeah. I guarantee I'll be wearing number 5. Lo and behold, we go out to practice. He's wearing, I'm not going to say his numbers. I'm not going to blast my homie like that. He's wearing a different number, and I'm wearing number 5, right? Like, there's levels to this. I'm highest recruit of all time in Washington State. Jared Verse did this in a way that was not respectful. At least I told the man I want that number. Jared Verse showed up to Cleveland Browns practice wearing number 8. Dylan Gabriel was number 8. Dylan went out in the public and said, well, he just showed up wearing my number. I haven't had a conversation with him or nothing about like that. If I'm Jared Verse, I'm at least having a conversation with Dylan Gabriel and being like, look, let me buy the number off you. Or this is just temporary. Whatever it is. I could not imagine if I showed up to practice and someone else has my jersey number on. It's low-key disrespectful. Without a conversation, you gotta be a man and talk that thing out.
Absolutely agree, but can I go back to you and this teammate where you were like, that's my number and I'm going to get it, and you did. You guys initially didn't like each other. This is very Parent Trap, but then you became friends. How did you, I mean, clearly you're teammates, but like you became boys, like you're friends.
He's like in my circle to this day.
What did it? Just playing together?
We played the same position. We're around each other. And
How long until you realized that you guys were friends?
It was like a weekend of practice.
Oh, okay.
We're both from California.
Okay.
Have things in common and stuff.
Didn't take long.
Yeah, but I told him, I go, bruh, you're wearing my number.
I think you should create a Twitter account and have 5 in it, too.
What do you mean have 5?
Like how your Twitter account has 5? I think you should do it. I think you should reclaim 5.
That's still his favorite number. He will post, things with 5.
5?
Yeah.
I think you should lean in. Second down. What do you and Ben Johnson both agree on?
He said evaluating offensive linemen during OTAs is fool's gold. And it is. It really is, man, because you can't see the physicality. You can make sure that they're assignment friendly, they're stepping with the right foot, they're punching with the right arm, the right hand. There are things technique-wise you can look at, but when it comes down to it, it's not going to be as easy as it looks during OTAs. During OTAs for the big boys, it's like the defense just lets you win. Kind of like how on the outside with wideouts, the DBs just let us win. But at least with the DBs, you can see if they're in position to make a play. With O-line versus the D-line, it's kind of like, it's 75%. You got your hands on them, I'm going to move you. The defense is going to give some resistance, but it ain't real because when the pads come on, bodies are flying everywhere. It's not as organized as it looks. So that's the tough part, man, is when we do go out there. Of course, we're going to spend some time with the offensive line and check them out, but it's fool's gold. You don't really know until them pads come on.
Third down. Now, this is a wild question, Bob. How is Shedeur Sanders better than Tom Brady?
Better. This is how he's better.
Okay, because I can tell you right now, someone's sitting up straight.
Tom Brady made $9.9 million in royalties, highest of all time. Shedeur Sanders last year, $17.7 million in royalties. So that's what we're talking about: jersey sales, card sales, licensing, appearances, all that stuff. So
Brady all time?
All time. He has the highest royalty sales of all time. Shedeur Sanders, $17.7 million from the NFLPA.
Wow.
So what happened was they felt as if Shedeur was going to get drafted higher. So I don't know the specifics of the deal, but because he was drafted higher, he gets a bigger piece of the pie and whatnot. And his jersey sales went crazy. And his cards went crazy. Licensing, all this stuff was going crazy because everyone thought he was going to get drafted higher. And he's Deion Sanders' son. So in that sense, Shedeur's better than Tom Brady.
That makes sense. Being a 6th-round pick, you get a smaller board. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that shocked me at first. Fourth down. Let's talk about the Seahawks. Why is it important that Sam Darnold use the word command to describe Fleury in regards to his offensive scheme?
When you have command of something, people feel it and they respect it. And they don't question a lot of what you do. They might question it or have questions about what you're doing, but they're not questioning your process and how you do it. I've played with coaches to where I didn't believe they had command of what they're doing. I didn't believe that they were putting us in position to have success. So the fact that Sam used that word, I think, is very important. Because if your quarterback feels like you have complete control over the offense, you're crossing T's, you're dotting I's, the details are there, it starts there. It starts with the head coach, the coordinator, quarterback, and then he just spreads the confidence throughout the whole offense. So, no, I think that's cool. And you have to have a presence out there. Kubiak had a different presence last year. It was more of a quiet presence, but it still worked. It worked for these guys. I think Fleury brings a different type of intensity that might work for this offense as well, especially when you want to be a run-heavy type of team. So the word command, I think, is big. When you talk about quarterbacks who have command of the offense, right, you're confident in that quarterback. So Sam's feeling good right now with his 5th coordinator in 5 years or something like that. And Fleury says, look, there hasn't been a huge transition because it's pretty much the same stuff, just with a few more wrinkles. I think that helps as well. So, no, big for Fleury for going out there, first OTAs, and having command of this whole thing.
Is that kind of an underrated thing that players pick up on? Is I remember talking to someone about, not a head coach, but about a coach who players, it didn't resonate with them because they felt like he didn't have the answers and wasn't confident in his answers. So it's like, even if you're wrong, know who you want to be and be confident in it. Like, do players pick up on that?
Oh, so quick. Because you're dealing with veterans, too. You're dealing with guys who have been around this league. Like, you think about Sam Darnold has had 5 different coordinators. You know, JSN, remember that clip he said he had about a certain offensive coordinator? Guys will sniff it out so quickly.
Yeah.
So, yes, big on Fleury for establishing himself.
Coming up next, though, heading to the station for Hype Train.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscar Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscar Ford for over a year now. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it back in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been super friendly and polite. They explained that each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. It covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also sealing gaskets for any of those components. And if it's a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. They also have a 5-day or 500-mile 100% money-back guarantee. I always leave Wayscar Ford with a smile on my face. And now you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit and no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscar Ford in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
Tonight, Masters of the Universe arrives in IMAX.
Does it feel good?
Critics agree it's the most fun you'll have at the theaters this summer. It's hugely entertaining.
Wow.
A nostalgic blast. It truly has the power.
Let him do his thing.
Experience it on the biggest screen possible.
How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great.
Masters of the Universe. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In premium large formats in IMAX tonight.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go? too?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up in 15 minutes, it's What I Need to Know, and we could use your questions. So whether it's sports, non-sports, anything top of mind, now that we're getting to the end of the show, text it in now, 866-979-3776. First, let's head to the station for Hype Train. Earlier in the show, we had Adam Jude on and asked him about a logjam or just a decision the Mariners would have to make at a couple different spots. Third base was one of the ones he pointed to, with obviously Brendan Donovan, your third baseman on day one, coming back here from the IL soon. But Colt Emerson has been really special there, so this is your first Hype Train. Colt Emerson should be your everyday third baseman for the season.
Yeah, he should be. I think that he's taken a position. He's ran with it. He's got 2 bombs. Defensively, he's been solid. Got a couple doubles, a triple. It's time. It is time. The young man has shown that he can handle it. He's going to go through his dry spells, but he's done nothing to make me think that he should be moved from that spot.
Got a double-double. He got a triple-double. And a quadruple. That's a home run. Curtis, Colt Emerson should be your everyday third baseman for the season. Bump, is boarding or you?
I'll tell you what Colt Emerson should be. He should be your everyday shortstop, but that's not going to happen because there's a guy named J.P. Crawford there. So if he can't be that, then yes, he should be your everyday third baseman. We're boarding this train. Brendan Donovan, there's a reason why you've got positional flexibility. You're going to need it. Get your gloves ready, buddy. Yeah, I think the Mariners are in their best defensive alignment with Donovan kind of bouncing around. Colt Emerson over there at third. Cole Young at second. Colt Emerson has earned, I think, the benefit of the doubt over at third, even though it's still kind of a new position for him. I feel more comfortable with him there long term than I do Brendan Donovan. So, Brendan Donovan, hope you enjoy left field, right field, wherever it is you end up.
Yes, I think Colt Emerson should be your everyday third baseman. All aboard this train. He's just been so special and great defensively. Next up, staying with the Mariners for this one. Also earlier in the show, we heard from Jeff Passan for his way too early trade preview. He has a number of teams that he thinks should trade for Tarek Skubal, so keep that in mind. But one of them is the Mariners, so the Mariners should trade for Tarek Skubal.
Man, that's so tough. Like, should they?
I have some tough ones.
I don't think they should. Could they? I think they could. I don't think it's a necessity. It's an aggressive move to show that, you're willing to put yourself out there and do something. But should they? No, I don't think they should. I think they could. So, no, I'm not on that one.
Okay. The M should trade for Tarek Skubal. Bump is not boarding. Was tempted but not boarding. Curtis, are you?
Sure, I'll board this train. Yeah, you need a stud atop your rotation in the playoffs, somebody that you can give the ball to with just 3 days rest, and he can give you 7-8 innings and look amazing doing it. It is crazy that the Mariners beat School last year four separate times.
And he was good.
Yeah, he was great in most of those starts. He did give up the 2 home runs to Jorge Polanco in, game 2 of the ALDS. But other than that, he was fantastic that night. I think the Mariners, yes, should trade for Skubal, get somebody in here that can sit atop that rotation. Rotation depth is great during the regular season, but doesn't mean a whole lot once you get to the playoffs. So I'm all for the Mariners acquiring a stud of studs.
Yes, me too. So 2 people aboard. Like Bump, I don't think they will, and I have my own kind of questions about it, but if I'm over and over and over going to say that the front office and ownership should be aggressive, then I should probably do it in a hypothetical game where I'm not spending my own money or prospects. So yes, the Mariners do make that response. I was also swayed by the argument that pitching depth, while it's impressive and so hard to accrue, doesn't matter nearly as much as having an ace. And right now, I'm not exactly sure who that is for Seattle. They're all great.
It's Woo.
Well, they're all good.
It's Woo.
Yeah.
It's Woo.
Okay. Next up. Speaking of trades, let's go back to the Seahawks for this one. It's an argument that I heard from a listener, so I turned it into a hype train. Obviously, the Rams trading for Myles Garrett shot them right to the front of everyone's Super Bowl expectations. The Seahawks need to make a trade in response to the Rams trading for Garrett.
When you make a move in response to another move a team has made, you're looking at like a matchup, right? So if you're making a move in response to Myles Garrett, to me, you're saying, okay, make a move on the offensive line. Make a move that affects his job directly. And I don't think you need to do that. I think you have Abe, you got Cross, and 5 offensive linemen who are coming back for their second year together. Maybe Bo Stevens gets into the mix. But, no, you make a move for your team to get better. If you feel that move is out there, you don't make a move in response to Myles Garrett. So, no, I'm not on this.
The Seahawks need to make a trade in response to the Rams trading for Garrett. This was a listener take that turning to a hype train here for the sake of the conversation. Bump says no, not boarding. Curtis, are you?
I'm not going to board either. I think you're already starting at the best baseline possible of having the best defense in football. And that's even without Myles Garrett on your roster. So the Seahawks are already ahead of the Rams in that aspect. It's the Rams who are trying to play catch up, not you. So I don't think they need to make a trade in response to Myles Garrett. And you know what? They've got all the rest of this offseason. They've also got up until the trade deadline to make a move. And the Seahawks' record in making in-season trades, much better than their record making off-season trades. So I am quite all right with them standing pat right now.
If it were any other year, I would have been banging the table for go get a guard, go trade for an offensive line. And while they could certainly be better there, I think it's encouraging that they're bringing back the same group and that there was so much growth on that group last year. So an area that was the weakest where I could see it, I'm like, write it out. So no, I don't think so. About developing those guys and everyone else, obviously. Next up. Knicks make it 2-0. Game 2 tomorrow in San Antonio at 5:30.
Man, I want them to make it 2-0. I picked them to win this thing, but I think that the young Bulls of San Antonio, the young guys, the Bryants, the Castles, the Wimbys, the Ron Harpers, the Harpers, they're going to bounce back. And I think they're going to make this thing interesting. So, no, I'm not on this. It's not going to be 2-0. It's going to be 1-1, but I still got Knicks in 5.
Bump not boarding this one, but still taking the Knicks. The Knicks make it 2-0. Curtis, you aboard?
I mean, the Knicks have been just a wagon here in the playoffs. I think they only have 2 losses total, and that came early in the playoffs. So they're playing the best basketball they've played in decades. I still think, though, San Antonio is going to make this a series. So I think San Antonio wins game number 2, heads back to Madison Square Garden tied at 1 game apiece.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm boarding this one because the Air Corgi said that the Spurs would take 1, Knicks would take 2, and I think that she's still got something. She's still onto something here, so I think she might get back on her game. Next up. Now, I wrote down deep dish is the worst pizza, and my show sheet says there is something wrong with you as a person. Now, is this about deep dish? There's something wrong with you as a person if you like deep dish?
What?
Or is this about me?
Deep dish is the worst pizza this summer. I think that's the general statement.
Matt, did you write there's something wrong with you as a person?
No, I mean, we're all looking for the guy that did this. I don't know.
Oh, God. Okay. Deep dish is the worst pizza. Bump.
Negative. I love deep dish. Love it.
Ew.
It's not the worst pizza.
Oh, okay. What's the worst pizza?
Cauliflower pizza.
Oh, yeah, gross.
The worst.
Well, think of regular pizzas, like regular.
Why? That's my answer.
But
that is my answer.
Okay, of New York style, of stuffed crust, of regular, and of deep dish.
The thin pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst?
Yes.
No, that's the best.
Ew.
It's my opinion.
No. That is the worst crust. Bump is right. Bump is absolutely right.
Matt, can we clip Bump yelling, "It's my opinion," for the end of the show?
Like, no.
That's what it is. Curtis, deep dish is the worst pizza. Will someone please board this train with me?
Not
oh my
even
God.
close. Bump is 100% right. Thin crust is the worst. It's just tempting you with a better.
Style.
Yeah, it's just a promissory note that better pizza exists.
Deep dish is.
You would like thin crust. Gross.
Soupy. I like thin crust. I like New York style. I like regular kind of hand tossed. There's something about deep dish where there's too much sauce. I like at least a 50-50 toppings.
You would
crust.
like 50-50 because it's not a consignment.
Oh my God. I like at least a 50-50 sauce crust ratio. There's too much sauce and cheese in deep dish. At that point, you're just eating pizza sauce and cheese.
There's too much cheese on my pizza. There's too much sauce on my pizza. This is awful.
My lobster's
There's too many
buttery.
toppings. There's too many toppings. I'm not trying to eat like a pizza salad, right? Where it's like soupy. It's too much.
A pizza salad.
I would do that. My last hype train that I didn't get to was that people who back into parking spots are overachievers.
You back into your parking spot.
Only because you did it first, and so now I do it so that you'll be proud of me every day. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on C. I do think it says something about you as a person if you back in, or if you pull in.
It's easier to leave.
I think it's like type A people back into parking spots.
You look at the Bonneville parking lot, almost everyone backs in. It's easier to get out.
Type A people pay attention to how other people park.
Boom.
You know what, Matt?
You want to go to break?
Yes.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know, it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossklinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight, and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossklinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossklinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place with People Come First. Lee Johnson, our family, the LJ way.
I think it's really important for salespeople to hold each other accountable. In particular, like more seasoned salespeople, guys that we've had around now. One of the deals we have that is kind of a unique of the Lee Johnson Auto family is we have really long tenured employees. I mean, long-term people.
The LJ way.
And we tell them when we're interviewing, we're looking for someone who wants a home. Someone that's career-oriented, because we do have upward mobility. So you get longer-term employees here, and the longer term they are, the more they're empowered to hold their peers accountable, right? In my eyes, it's just a reflection of the people that we've put in place around them.
The Johnson Auto family, the LJ way.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get ready. Seattle soccer fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It's what I need to know. Wrapping up the show by answering your questions, so get those questions in. Text 866-979-3776. Any question you have. We were just talking about, and it's sports or non-sports. This one's non-sports to start. We were talking about how deep dish pizza is awful in our last segment.
You think it's awful.
And
who's we?
Someone said, okay, well, they said, what's your favorite style of pizza? But what I'm going to do instead is have you guys rank New York style. And then I'll separate that from thin crust, where it's like DiGiorno thin crust, where it's like crispy crackery. And then New York's like the, flippy floppy. Deep dish, gross. Detroit style, which I looked up, that's grosser. So those ones. Curtis, I'll just throw in like original hand tossed regular.
I would say number one is probably just a hand toss.
Okay, great answer.
Number two would be New York.
Yes.
Deep dish. Detroit, thin crust.
Curtis.
Let's see here. I'll go I'll go New York hand-tossed, deep dish Detroit, then getting hit by a bus, and then thin crust.
Okay. You guys just haven't. Thin crust can be a satisfying experience.
No,
it's crispy, like a really good thin crust. You don't want to just sit and eat. I would rather have thin crust than deep dish, is all. I'm not saying it's the best one. I might have said that, but I take it back.
It's a cracker with toppings.
New York is the best. I don't like the look of Detroit style. I don't like that.
It's got cheese like right up to the very edge of it.
It's
you just
too
don't
much
like
cheese.
that it's rectangular. That's all you
No,
don't
I don't.
like about
No, I
it.
don't. That's not true. It's too much cheese, and I think deep dish is too much sauce. And that's the problem
Again,
with those two.
neither of those things are a problem on a pizza.
The answer is New York style, hand tossed, then thin crust, then Detroit style, then deep dish. 866-979-3776. Someone said pan crust. Now, isn't that the same as what's pan crust?
I think it's deep dish.
How do I not? I feel like I should be a pizza connoisseur.
It's like deep
Love
dish.
Pizza.
It's thick.
I don't like that. I really don't. 866-979-3776. Get your questions in. It's just people texting me pizza opinions. I need actual questions. I dug myself into this hole. I can dig us out. Wait, I have one here. Someone said hang on, this is combined with two. We were talking about Pareda, and they said, one of my favorite things the Mariners are doing right now is how Pareda always shakes the pitcher's hand and walks back into the dugout with him. It shows togetherness of the team. And then they said, oh no, sorry, that's a separate one. I don't know what this person's asking. I'm sorry, Jeff, I combined two of your questions. If you have another one, text that in. You know what? I'm not syncing this on purpose. It's just everyone's texting me, telling me I'm wrong about deep dish. And so I have unintentionally taken us off the rails by underestimating how many of you have bad opinions about pizza. Because, I'm sorry, it's just not.
hard for you to have
what?
people
Then why aren't there
disagree
more?
with you.
Then why aren't there more deep dish?
There
Why can
are.
you?
Every pizza place you go to has deep dish.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true. If I go to
Pretty much is.
any one of the 5 pizza places around me, they aren't going to have deep dish. If deep dish was that great and so good and as good as
Stacey,
you guys and listeners try to
you're
make
just
it
talking
seem,
right now.
No, I'm not.
Nothing you're saying is factual. Nothing. There's no deep dish. No,
It's-
another place have
it's
deep dish.
opinion.
Yes, they do.
It's
have
opinion.
That's not opinion.
Then why? I would say the standard pizza is like a New York pizza. Almost any pizza place you
We're
go.
not talking about that. You just said
But it's
that.
that because it's so popular and
you
things are popular
just
for a
said
reason.
that none of the places you go to have
They
deep
don't.
dish.
They don't, and good for them. And good for them because they're standing up to the man who's trying to make this bad. 866-979-3776. What's a better but still passive-aggressive way to say, reread that previous email, idiot?
Per my last email, I stated, and then do everyone after that.
My friend who is in sales and has to do this a lot will forward an email she's already sent in the same thread and be like, as you can see, I mentioned below in this one, just in case you missed it, I already sent this email.
That's the same as like if someone asks me a question I already answered via text, I'll just like the text I sent them that's answering that question.
Is Hawaiian a good pizza style?
It's cool. I try to stay away from ham, but it's cool.
I don't like hot fruit.
It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for accepting that opinion. I was fully expecting Matt to roll his eyes and say something mean, but I'm glad that this was a safe enough place where I could say
You
that.
don't like any pie. Like any pie.
No.
Sure, whatever at this point.
Well, I like pie, just not fruit pies. Because I don't like hot fruit. I already said that. 866-979-3776. What I need to know, any concern the Hawks will have a hard time to start the season, kind of like the Mariners did. Like maybe our expectations are so high or they've changed so much.
I mean, the only concern is offense, right? I think defensively, they'll be fine. And if you're going to struggle on one side of the ball to start, I'd rather be offense. Because you can struggle on offense and still manage to put up some points. If you're just giving up 10, 12 play drives every other drive, it's going to be tough.
How about this? If I told you, hey, the Seahawks are like 1-4 to start the season and there hasn't been an injury, what would you guess the issue is?
Offense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to be key to start is like, barring injury, the only thing that would lead to a slow start, because the difference between them and the Mariners is the Mariners entered as on paper one of the best rosters in the American League, but you know, it's not like they were coming off a World Series. They weren't full of pro all-stars, but like this team has a ton of Pro Bowlers and just won a Super Bowl and has so many questions answered. All of the questions are on offense. So if they struggle out of the gates and there's not an injury, I'm going to guess that it's an offensive coordinator figuring it out, or a quarterback who's making mistakes, or an offensive line that's just not gelling, or running back.
Yep.
So everyone's just complaining about deep dish now. I've turned every listener is against me.
Just remember, no place has deep dish pizza anywhere.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said the places near me. I said if it's so good, why isn't it more popular?
It clearly is. Look at the text line.
I know. I've made myself an enemy today. People are like, bring back the dad pod. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
That's my answer. It's my opinion.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and Cruising Into Summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then Master Mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. Food in your cart and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. allcoveredpainting.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.